At this time, we are returning our season tickets, for which we expect a full refund, my friend. We are also returning our Bears smugs, our Bears double beer helmets, our giant #1 foam hand, our official I'm a Bear orange and blue body paint and wigs, and finally, our Mr. Bear Bears ears, for we can no longer wear them with pride in front of our friends and business associates.
It's sad, but I mean, we didn't expect them to be great, but come on, man. Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. And we couldn't even get that. But we got our ass got. Even though Justin played a great game, he had the best game of his Bears career. We couldn't get the low-hanging fruit. I'm not going to put my shit back yet. I'm not going to give away my hat. But I'm so disappointed. I'm definitely not giving away my season tickets. But I'm disappointed as hell, man. Oh, my God. It was terrible. It was terrible. We were up 28-7 in the third quarter. Justin was balling. But, you know, I know Justin's not perfect. But you can't put all this on him, man. You can't. I know there are a lot of Justin haters out there. You want to put it on. You want to say, that's why Justin needs to go. Justin needs to go. Nah, you got to cut the head of the snake. The head of the snake. And guess who that is? You don't need me to tell you who that is. You cut the head of the snake. Justin is not the head of the snake. Kevin Warren is not the head of the snake. Ryan Poles is not the head of the snake. All right. That's enough for me. Welcome to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. But we know that we took one on Sunday and we were disappointed how it happened. The worst team, one of the worst teams in the NFL. But we got a lot of show lined up for you. So, shit, that's enough for me.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
Summer league games and they tell you about these new up and coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
Low-hanging fruit, man. But, yeah, well, you know, a lot of people say, man, it's only 4 games. But you just said that last week. You just said that. Oh, it was only 3 games. So you going to keep saying that shit until the end of the season? Oh, well, it's only 16 games. Fuck out of here, man. Yeah, I'm a little bit upset. You know, I usually don't show my emotions like that, but I'm fucking upset, man. When are we going to get a fucking good product? This is bullshit. We pay our money to go out there to see a losing team. Come on, man. We have no fucking pass rush. The defense was sucking. And Matt Eberflus is supposed to be a defensive coach? Fuck out of here, man. Come on. The defense looked like, oh, I was about to really say a bad word. Start with a P, but I'm not gonna say it. The defense looked like trash. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. But I'm gonna bring my team in here, let them talk about it. First up, my man JB, the stat man who knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and 90s, basketball and football. Woosah. My man JB. Come on, JB. Come on, man.
You know when you just get tired, man, and you just drained and you just,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Then you start singing It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday because yesterday was so long ago.
Absolutely. Man, look.
I'm at a loss for words. And then I look at things. You said something very telling. You said we don't have a pass rush, yet a former Bear had 6 sacks and 5 tackles for loss.
Khalil Mack was out there killing.
Oh, but he's hurt. He ain't got nothing left in the tank. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. He was killing. I was one of those people that said Khalil Mack is getting old. But he was out there killing, man. But yet we have nothing now. We finally get a team in here that's playing checkers like we playing checkers, even though this is chess. We still can't beat them. Low-hanging fruit, man. And we still can't beat them.
So,
but yet you want me to pay $6,000 every season to go see these dudes?
So here's the thing. Only the Bears, right? We snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. We was up 28-7.
Right. We found the fucking way to lose. We found it.
What they say, a blind squirrel finds a nut in the woods, and damn it, we found it. Shoot.
All right. Let me bring in my man who probably has the foulest mouth in the city, and right now he probably has a really foul mouth. And shit, join me, Foul Mouth C.
What up, fellas?
What up, Foul Mouth?
I'm lost for words, man. I don't know what the hell to say. They just looking terrible.
Yeah, it's bad, man. It's bad. Even through sunglasses, it's bad.
The shit is sad.
It's horrible.
Like, what we 14 games? Fuck. The Lions went 0-16. We 2 fucking games away from that shit. I mean, like you said earlier, Ryan Poles better cut ties with that motherfucker. Because if he don't, his ass gonna be out the door too.
Yes.
Actually, like I told people from the get-go, I don't think that Eberflus was even a Ryan Poles guy. I think he got a list of guys that the McCaskies give him.
No.
Said, simply put, choose from these motherfuckers. And I think he just thought that maybe Eberflus was the best out of there.
So you know that story finally broke true and came out. They were split, the board. Polian and his group, they were hired to advise, actually wanted Jim Caldwell. McCaskey and Ted Phillips, McCaskey and Ted Phillips and the other board members wanted Dan Quinn. Eberflus was always Poles' guy because they got the same agent. They're intertwined with their agent. So that came out finally, and that was his pick and solely his pick. So he got to eat this one.
All right, so let me bring on our next all-star before we get too deep into this shit. I know he has a lot to say too. Let's bring him in. Frank the Tank. Come on, Frank.
This team made me bring the boot back out of retirement.
Man, this is gonna bring shit. It might bring Mike Singletary out of retirement.
I would take him and fucking just
help them play defense, please. Please.
Yeah, we'll definitely chime up into that because I made my nice little short video today that showed that they weren't that bad in the first half playing defense because they actually ran schemes, switches, moved people around, and they made Russell Wilson uncomfortable. Soon as we hit that 28 points, they just went into safety mode and just rushed 4 all day and gave Russell Wilson time to wipe his ass before he threw that fucking football.
Well, we did sack him once.
Yay.
Oh, and guess what?
We got 2 sacks now for the year. Go Bears.
We got 2 sacks as a team, but the people that had the sack only get a half because they met them.
They split, yeah.
They can't even do that right.
Man. Well,
it's some depressing shit, man.
So we got a great guest coming on tonight who definitely will have a lot of insight as to maybe what went wrong, what went right. Because he's had a lot of experience out there when things have gone wrong and when things have gone right. He's been out there, so he knows. And he's been behind the line as quarterback. So he definitely has some good insight. We're not exactly sure when he's going to join us. I kind of wanted to wait to play these fucking terrible highlights. Well, can we really call them highlights?
Well, I mean, they had a pretty solid offensive game for 3 quarters.
Yeah, but we lost.
But see, you know what? I can't even say that, right? Because one of the things that we've looked for is the improvement and the maturation of Justin Fields. Although it was against a not so great defense, you know what I'm saying? Justin played well. Justin shined. Justin set a Bears record, 16 straight completions. You know,
the sad thing is the only incompletion was a bomb Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary at the end, right?
He could have kept that shit going.
So I have to give credit to where credit's due with Justin. And then, you know, T, like we talked about a possibly new segment coming. Justin was very, very good. But
he was
at the end of the game, and this is where I say it comes down to veteran knowledge and know-how.
Agreed with that.
We're a fleeting team. You don't take 4th and 1 for granted. You take the points. You always take the points because what has been shown with the Bears, something always happens.
My man Shay.
Always happens.
Yep, always happens.
You take the points. I'm sick of seeing Cole Kmet get under center and try to run that little half. I'm sick of seeing that
goddamn play. And they got lucky on that one.
I'm sick of you running power running plays, but not having the power back and the fullback in at the same time. Like, come on. What are we really talking about yet? All we can sit up here and say is, guess what? Justin, I don't know if he said F it finally and the shackles came off, or he was just feeling good, or what was going on. That's the Justin Fields I thought we were going to see this year. Throwing the ball vertically, throwing the ball downfield, hitting those intermediate routes in stride. That connection with Mooney coming back. That's what I thought.
DJ Moore too, man.
Well, I mean, now in all fairness,
big game, man.
So wait, in all fairness, if I told you Justin had over 300 yards passing and 4 touchdowns, and then I also told you Khalil Herbert had over 100 yards rushing and a receiving touchdown, there's no way we wouldn't have thought the Bears won that game. But yet and still, here we are.
And so it all doesn't even fucking matter. It all doesn't even matter. But you know what? Let's go ahead.
You know what? I really didn't have I too much didn't I actually liked that he went for it on 4th. I didn't like the play call.
No, that's where I'm at too.
I
knew that play was coming.
I didn't mind that he went for it.
So let me ask you this. And I'm just being I'll be devil's advocate on this one. You may not like the play call as us 4, neither one of us did, but you like the aggressiveness and the attempt. But here's the thing.
I know where you're going with this one. And
while the defense is reeling
Yes.
Wouldn't it be in better practice to take the guarantee or almost guaranteed points than to say, well, what if might happen?
No, because the thing is as simple as this. If you get the ball to your best player's hands, who can sit up there, which happens to be the quarterback, who can decide to fucking hand the ball off, throw the ball, or run it himself, and your defense is reeling, you get that fucking goddamn first down, the game is pretty much yours.
I disagree because they're waiting. They're waiting for Justin to get the ball. It's like they were 9 in the box, like, I dare you.
This is the thing. They wasn't waiting for him because they all knew that fucking Khalil Herbert was getting the ball. They wasn't waiting on Justin.
I knew Khalil Herbert was getting the ball.
Why was Khalil Herbert in the game?
Huh?
Because he had a monster game, and he was the guy you want to have feed that rock. But the thing was, he's not a guy who's going to throw you right into the A gap on a 4th and 1. If you're going to do that, then Blasingame should be in the game too.
He's not the power guy.
No, he's not.
You have 2 power guys on the team plus a fullback, and you don't use them in short yardage ever.
Yeah. And the other thing that threw me off about that freaking play was, why do you run out the clock, try to get them to jump, take the timeout, then go out there and go for it on 4th and 1? That's a common sense thing where you tried doing that so you knew you were going to kick the field goal. But then something just popped in your head like somebody slapped him in the back of the freaking head or something, and so he decided to go for it. Okay. But I knew Khalil Herbert was getting that ball. I knew it. And like the defense knew it too, exactly like Fowl said. That is a play where any experienced coach will know Khalil Herbert's been carrying that ball that whole drive, and he's the reason why you're down there right now. If you run him off of a play action and then you move Justin Fields to the outside, he's getting you 1 yard with his legs. Or you roll off a tight end.
That's what I was thinking.
Touchdown.
RPO to Herbert, catch him coming in and a little dump to commit.
Yeah. Fuck all that. We haven't won a game in a year.
It's not a year yet.
Why not take the fucking point? What is it, Frank?
Because the thing is this.
2 more games we got to
Why not take the fucking points?
Why not take the points? Because that's what the fuck they did when they sit up there and they did get the ball. First fucking play, 49 fucking yards. That's why the fuck you didn't sit up there and take the fucking points. That's why. Yeah. Because the first goddamn play, they bomb your ass for 49 fucking yards. Everybody in the fucking stadium, majority of people, if you ask them, they would have told you that the Bears should have went for it. They wouldn't have liked the play call, but they would have told you that they should have went for it. Your fucking defense just gave up fucking 21 fucking points. You sit up there and allow this team to come back. Your defense wasn't stopping shit. You got conservative with all that running bullshit. Your quarterback was in a whole fucking rhythm for 3 quarters. Then in the 4th quarter, you take his ass and you completely fuck up his rhythm and wonder why he back there like this and shit.
You made him a game manager for the 4th quarter.
Fucking game manager when you had him out there cutting motherfuckers' heads off in the first 3 quarters.
So you telling me you wouldn't take the points? You would have done the same shit?
I would have done the same shit.
I would have been fine if they done the same shit.
I wouldn't have called the same fucking play, but I would have done the same shit.
Dude.
But you see what Jeremy said. They only got 49 yards on that drive.
Yeah.
So.
And it was pretty much all Herbert. That's why Herbert should have been a decoy.
Whatever you smoking, give me some of that.
This is the thing. And I understand what we're. I understand what we're.
So tell me this: you're gonna rely on your fucking defense. Because this is the thing.
Hold on. I'm going to rely on my kicker to give me the point.
This the thing. Your kicker can still fucking miss. He can still fucking miss.
Well,
you got one fucking yard to get.
You can still not get that first down. And we didn't.
Hey, we've proven time and time again we cannot get the 1 yard consistently.
We really
can't. That dumbass.
We have a fullback.
Take the fucking points.
And then I have to
call a fucking play. So tell me this. You take the points, right? They come down and they score 3. You still think that we gonna fucking win that game?
Well, here's the thing. If you are Eberflus and you are any coach at all, you have to go back to what made you have the lead in the first place. He went into that soft ass zone And then Russell Wilson started to get hot. Then he went back to man, and Russell he's still hot. It's like you calling the dumbest stuff ever. You really have to look at what we're talking about, guys. Right now, we don't have a defensive coordinator. Our defensive coordinator is our head coach right now, and he's outclassed, outmatched, period. Every time he steps on the field, this is what we're seeing right now.
And Jeremy had a great point right there, too. We didn't even bring up why the fuck were they in shotgun?
That didn't make sense.
Why? 4th and 1, and you're in shotgun. Why can't you put Blasingame in the freaking game and
I didn't mind bully it up? I just didn't like the fucking play call. That's all.
I'm with Foul on that one because this team's 0-3. We're not freaking going anywhere. So those are the type of things where you take risk to try to change the game. So I understood going for it. But everybody
we want to win the game.
We do want to win the game. But the problem was, if we got 3, it still would have been a pretty high chance that the Seahawks would, or the fucking Broncos would have went straight down there, scored a touchdown, and we still fucking lost.
Hey, Frank, you know what?
But that's a chance. That's a chance I would
have been fine if they kicked the field goal too. It wouldn't have bothered me, but I understood why they went for it.
Check this out. When you got your foot on the team's neck, what did Steve Spurrier used to tell us?
Oh, my God.
Apply more pressure.
You just freaking keep going, man.
Apply more pressure. 28-7, you know what? Let's get 40. He got conservative. He started calling nonchalant plays on both sides of the ball. Hey, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. This is where like I lose myself. When your quarterback, who you need to see if he's going to be your future, is hot like he is, why you take the ball out of his hand?
And we didn't even mention too and you brought up a good point going conservative, because we went not just conservative on defense, we went it on offense too. Yes. And those first, we'll say 3 quarters, Justin Fields was using his legs to make plays, whether they be rollouts, whether they be bootlegs, like whatever. Those were opening up huge opportunities for him. That whole 4th quarter was all pocket passing. All.
And short. He stopped stretching the field.
Yeah. I mean, they started pushing back and covering that, and he was still doing a pretty good job of making checkdowns and everything like that too. But we also dropped some passes on checkdowns too that didn't help us in there. And then we were getting penalties.
Because a lot of those checkdowns he was forced to throw before he wanted to, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because the pressure started to get to him. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Let me give another is it good to you. Larry Borum played pretty damn well, man. I got to give him some credit.
He had a couple penalties early. He had a couple penalties early. He had to get the jitters out. But if you're asking me right now who I'd rather have in the game, him or frickin' Braxton Jones, I would take him in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. I agree.
Well, you got to realize, man, the shit just hit the fan. Your offensive coordinator don't know what the fuck he doing. Your defensive coordinator, well, you don't have one. I'm sorry. Your head coach is supposed to be this defensive guru who just 2 years ago was a fucking defensive coordinator. Your defense look like shit. Everybody keep talking about, oh, well, they spend money on the linebackers. Well, this is the one thing that we all know. I don't give a fuck if you Mike Singletary, Junior fucking Seau, fucking anybody. If you got a fucking offensive lineman that's getting to your fucking linebackers, they ain't gonna do shit anyway. That's the whole point of having a damn defensive line, to keep their ass clean so they can make fucking plays.
Hey, Foul, guess what you just had? That's called a revelation. Didn't we ask for some people back on the team that looked like Keith Traylor and Ted Washington? Didn't we ask for some people like that?
Yeah.
And what happened? No, we want guys to fit the hits principle.
First of all, what's the dude named Jones? That motherfucker shouldn't.
I can't agree with you there, Mike. Sorry, man. TJ Edwards is probably our best linebacker.
Nah, the thing is this. He said Edwards is pure garbage, but Edwards is number 2 in the NFL in fucking time.
Not right.
Yeah. So if you're not using your linebackers,
you're not getting no fucking protection from your damn defensive line.
Yeah.
Second of all, you sit up there and why do you got Jones start? This motherfucker is, you don't even know. It's like damn near like they rushing 3 because you don't even see this motherfucker out there.
He must spend a lot of times on his knees during practice.
The thing is this: you went and you spent money on Walker.
I don't fucking understand.
You went and spent money on Walker. Walker spent majority of his time. His 7 sacks that he got last year was at the defensive tackle position. You
Right, he split, but most of his time came at
put him on. Yes, put him there.
Foul mouth.
Try to find somebody. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out there on the side of the street and go in there and play the defensive end.
I wanna bring in my man who definitely disagrees with that shit you saying, foul mouth, about that 4th down. Go for it. There's no
I don't give a fuck.
way.
Bring him in.
Break the point.
I don't give a fuck. Bring him in.
I'm gonna bring him in. He gonna shut your ass down.
Bring him in.
I don't think anybody can shut Foul's mouth. So
my man Harry,
the Greek.
Harry, what's going on, my man?
Harry,
my brothers, what's happening, everybody? Foul mouth. Where's Grogu? You see, all my peeps down here in Tampa. All my peeps. Hey man, all my peeps down here in Florida, they love Grogu now.
You're gonna have to bring Grogu to work now in case of emergency.
They love Grogu. What are y'all talking about? You don't mind that they went for it on 4th down?
I didn't care if they did, but at the same time, I would take the points.
Now, before I go on my diatribe, I do want to show something.
Is that a color jersey?
No, that's a Mongo jersey.
That's a Mongo. That's his autographed picture. Hold on. You ready? Yes, sir. That is autographed.
Shit!
And Super Bowl 20. Along with the same thing with my Singletary jersey.
That's
and the rest.
What's up?
I just might have a little gifts for somebody out there in the near future, especially Mongo. And I think my boy right up above me who's wearing the team Mongo, he might be getting that.
Oh shit!
He might be getting that. I got 2 of them just like
that.
Hey
Harry, I wish we had a Mongo and a Singletary on this team.
Yeah, I got some. I got a David Montgomery. Anybody want that one before it goes out the trash? Anybody?
He looks like a beast in Detroit right now.
Of course he did. He looked like a beast here. He didn't hardly have any. He had hardly any, miles on the tires. Look, guys, I just got done watching the coach's tape on this. Seriously, and I love the way Justin played in the first half. Hell, I love the way he played in the 3rd quarter. But we cannot lose sight on one thing. Fumbled, scoop, 6, the end. Interception, the end. This young man needs to learn how to play the game correctly and how to win. And there's nothing wrong with game management, guys. You don't keep pushing the gas pedal down when you haven't won almost in a year. I had a major problem with them going for it on 4th down. You just got telling your defense, you suck, and you can't do anything about it. So you know what? We're just going to go for it. I didn't like the play call. Foul mouth, so you are absolutely correct with that. We wouldn't be having this conversation had they made that 1st down. Let's be real. But they didn't. And it still was not the right call. You take the point, you're at home. You got to try to win the game. You got to try to win for the fans. And you, most important, you have got to build momentum for a young quarterback who, by the way, have ruined. The Chicago Bears have ruined officially another quarterback. Last one was Mitchell Trubisky, and you can now say this about Justin Fields.
Ruining. I don't know if he's ruined yet.
Ruined. You cannot have a career day like that and then let him do the things that he did. At some point, he has to be held accountable for what happened. And here's another thing. He looked awesome when they were rolling him out of the pocket. When they kept him in the pocket, are you ready? He didn't miss 1, 2, 3. There were 4 wide open receivers downfield that he was looking at and never pulled the trigger. That, my friend, is a guy's confidence that's horrible. They should have won that game, and now that momentum would have carried into the next game. This guy's done, unfortunately. I love him, but unfortunately, Chicago did it again. That's what quarterbacks and receivers go to die.
Chicago does, man.
Let me ask you something. When he missed those guys, what quarter was that?
It was in the 2nd quarter, believe it or not. Even when he was running all over the place. In the 2nd quarter, there's been a problem. He is not seeing the field. Look, Justin Fields, and I don't know what the OC is doing in Chicago.
Nobody does.
And I have to be honest. When his first read is not there, you might want to look at a second. From there, pull the ball down and take off. And you know what? That man sees the field better than any quarterback in football on the run. Let's call it what it is. But there's no quarterback in the National Football League that holds onto the ball longer than Justin Fields. Do you realize he's holding onto the ball almost 5 seconds?
That's with no offensive
Let me repeat it. 5 seconds with an offensive line that's not even in front of him. So is the O-line as bad as what we're seeing? I hate to tell you this, gentlemen. That offensive line's playing a lot better than a lot of people think. Believe me when I tell you.
I'm going to give you that. They have improved this year.
I understand where you're sitting up there saying that he's holding the ball, but also remember, he ain't holding the ball because the offensive line is giving him 5 seconds. He's creating some of that as well. Let's get it straight. The man has gone ahead over in 3 fucking seasons. He's got over a fucking 100 sacks put on his ass. Over 100. You don't think some type of PTSD going off in a motherfucking head?
That's where I was gonna go. Like you can easily say when he is sitting in the pocket, like he's got that shit going through his head, and that might be causing him to miss these receivers. Like he's just picturing more a big ass 300-pound refrigerator with legs coming at him instead of looking at down the field.
Gentlemen, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here. I want to go back to the Tampa game when he was sitting in the pocket and the game plan. You can call it whatever you want. When you're sitting in the pocket and you miss on 7 different plays,
you're not wrong on that.
7 different wide receivers, not a DB within 10 yards of him, and he's staring at it, and he's not sure what he's seeing. That's a problem. But I've noticed when Justin is rolling, all of a sudden the field gets shorter. He's not having to scan the whole field. He only has to look at half the field. You know, and Chicago's doing what they can. They're running a lot of 11 personnel out there. What are they supposed to do? Run 12 personnel and let the guy sit in the pocket? No, they're doing what they can. They're bringing in backs. They're bringing additional tight ends. You're running a lot of 2 wide receiver sets, and these guys are getting open. He's not seeing them. But when they are rolling him and they're cutting half that field off, that's when he's most dangerous. So that's a coaching issue. But when you're sitting in the pocket and you're asked to do something from the pocket, and you're looking at a wide receiver and you can't pull the trigger, that's confidence. And in the National Football League, you think twice, you're done. You can't. You got to be able to pull that trigger with confidence. Look at that kid in Washington.
Sam Howell, yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and look at these highlights and then, of course, some lowlights. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about some more stuff.
Fields over the middle. Oh, what a catch and a first down for Chicago. Fields holding on to it. Now throws sideline. It's caught, and it's going to be very close. 4th and 1. Under center, it's Tunyon, and he was the one that took the snap, and Denver saying they stopped him. Should be the final play of the first quarter. Fields fakes it, holds on to it. Here comes Gregory. Fields gets rid of it to Mooney, who's got some room. 9th play of the drive. First down and 10. Fields was looking deep. He's going to take a shot. Downfield, he's got a man more. Was he in? No signal yet. Throws on the run. DJ Moore has it again. First down inside the... 2nd and 7. Fields wide open is Komet. Touchdown Bears. There goes Herbert, and he's got room with 1 man back, and Turner yelled. Green 19. Flea flicker. Fields gets decked, and it's caught on the juggle. Was he in bounds? Yes! Goal for the Bears, trying to add to their lead. Play fake. Fields rolling right. He's going to turn it up, or is he going to throw it? He does! Touchdown! Number 2! Fields has got DJ Moore wide open. Wilson runs out of the pocket. Fans wanted to hold, no flag. Wilson deep down the field for Judy. Incomplete. Fields with time to DJ Moore for a first down.
Allow you to not have to be perfect.
3rd and 9, pressure coming. Fields takes a shot, and Fields has all day. To Mooney, he's got the first down. 15th play of the drive, 3rd and goal. Fields keeping the play alive to the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown! Pressure's coming. Wilson fires on the run. Judy's left alone, and he's got the first and still going. Jerry Wilson over the middle, caught, touchdown! 1st and 10, play fake, pressure's coming, Fields lost the football, Cooper scoops it up, off to the races, and he will score! Fields surveying the scene. Now chased out, he's got some room to run, he'll run it, he's got the first on the 28. Herbert again has had some space up. Looking for more, and he's got the first down. Herbert bruising his way, carrying defenders with him. Oh! Herbert, can he sneak through again? No. Stopped a yard shy of a first. They go for it, and I don't think he got there. Fields finds Cole Kmet with some room to run. Stiff arm on Singleton, who's able to bring it. Bottom of your screen, that's the matchup. DJ Moore and Pat Surtain on 3rd and 10. Fields to Moore. He's got the first down. Up to midfield, and Surtain. 3rd down and 13. Santos' career long is 55 yards. Pressure coming. Fields over the middle. Intercepted!
Oh my goodness!
You know something, Harry? I saw a lot of passes thrown from the pocket.
In the pocket. I was about to say that.
He did.
No, he made some. Harry never said he wasn't making them. He was just saying he did miss a lot too.
Justin was balling.
Listen, he looked phenomenal. He did. And you know what? A lot of people aren't giving Justin credit, and I want to, because and he reverts back to what he was doing last year. But bro, let me tell you something. They fixed his release. Has anybody noticed that?
Quick.
Instead of the ball coming from Texas and over to Minnesota, the ball's up here.
Yeah.
By the way, look at his last pass though. The ball was down. And the release was longer. Did it have something to do with it? Probably not. But for the most part, he's thinking too much out there. And when he's running, he doesn't have to think. I'm telling you, man.
When he's just using his legs in general, even to escape people, he doesn't think. It's just like everything opens up when he escapes that pocket.
Cole Kmet said that he ran the wrong way.
I'm about to say, because it looked like he was like, oh, wait.
He did say that in the interview. According to what he said was that he read the defense and he kind of adjusted the route on the run while Justin was still running the same play route. And Kmet came out and said it was a stupid decision of mine because Justin threw it right where I was and it would have been an easy first down.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
Well,
I mean, you'll never know the truth. One could be covering for the other. The bottom line is he threw the interception. What I don't understand, it's not game managing, but you're calling a drop back, a 7-step drop, and the guy's already got a defensive end sitting in his face, and he fumbles the ball. That's not game managing.
That's not on Justin.
I mean, we need him to hold on to the balls, but at the same time,
that's a fluke play.
Wise said it best right there. Fields did his job. The defense failed us.
Agreed.
I think it was a concerted effort for everybody. I really do. But Fields has to hold on to the football. Ultimately, he is responsible.
Everybody's talking about the kid though. It's like nothing that he does is gonna be fucking right. People sit up there and say, "Oh, he got to be an anticipated throw." Well, right there on that fucking pick, he anticipated that his receiver was going to be right there where he's supposed to be. He wasn't fucking there. The ball gets picked off. Now, what do you think does that to a kid's psyche? What do you think it's gonna do to his psyche?
Oh, I agree.
Because everybody talking about, I need to do this. I told people before the fucking year started, I said, one thing is going to fucking happen. They're going to make Justin sit up there and be this pocket passer. What's going to happen is that he's going to start staying in the pocket and he's going to use his legs less. And it's going to drive people fucking crazy because when there's times when they think that his ass should take off and run, which many of us have sit up there and thought that he should, he's fucking standing in the pocket trying to make those fucking plays.
Well, you know what? Trying to
make plays from the pocket.
You know, Falamasi, I agree with everything that you're saying. You want your quarterback to run less in the National Football League. I mean, look. Let's talk about some of the previous Bear quarterbacks who had decent wheels and can throw the ball. Rex Grossman, what happened? And he tore his ACL, if you guys remember, running a football. Jay Cutler continued to get hurt because he had a set of wheels, not the wheels that one Justin Fields has. And if your quarterback, if you're trying to make him a little bit better pocket passer, he's got to be able to ascertain what's going on in front of him and see the field. He's not seeing it. I'm not saying that makes him a bad quarterback. He's just not picking it up. The game's too fast for him. When he's rolling out of the pocket, there ain't nobody better in football, in my opinion, at seeing the field. That's it.
You see this comment Berlissimo made? Cole Kmet runs like he was made by Boston Dynamics about 7 years ago.
He swings a bat like an idiot.
Hey, did you see that cool celebration though? That's all over social media now.
What, the baseball bat swing?
No, it wasn't. It like the people in the background. I guess like the security people actually played along with that baseball bat swing. You didn't see that?
Didn't. Did they really?
Yeah, like when he scored the touchdown, one of the guys pretended like he threw the ball and pitched to him, and then he hit it, and then the other guy behind him went and jumped up against the wall, pretending like he was robbing a home run. I was like, wow, that was more in sync than our offense has been all year. And it was with the cameraman in the background.
If the Bears lose Thursday night, do you think they do something for the first time they've never done and actually fire somebody in the middle of the season? Honestly,
no.
But I don't think
I don't think they will either. I mean, we can hope, but I don't think they
would. But I mean, what that be? 15 fucking games in a row? Shit.
Here's the thing: should they do it? Yes. Would they do it knowing that they got to make a decision on Justin for picking up his option? No.
Oh, they're not picking up his option with the first pick in the the first pick in the 2024 NFL draft. The Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams, USC. With the second pick in the NFL
same exact
draft.
quarterback that Justin Fields is. Same exact quarterback.
That's the fucking answer.
Hey, Harry.
Yes, sir.
All coaching when it comes to
I hate to say it, but he actually holds on to the ball longer than
Justin Fields does.
Here's the biggest problem, guys. Caleb Williams is nowhere Justin's size. He's only 6'1", listed. He doesn't have the athleticism that Justin has. And his father already said he ain't coming here.
If the Bears get the number one pick, he is going back to school.
He'll go back to school. He already got NIL money. He's not hurting for the cash.
Do you know who I wouldn't mind seeing Chicago grab? And I keep forgetting the young man's name. The North Carolina kid. No, the kid from
I don't want another motherfucking North Carolina guy.
Why not? Why not? 6'4", prototypical.
Because that same guy, it's so crazy. That same guy that we're going to be playing Monday night. Thursday. Sam Howell from UNC. And trust me, when his ass was hot in UNC, they was calling him a next first round pick from UNC. I don't want Draven. I don't want none of these motherfuckers.
So what do you do with so Foulmouth? What do you do with the first and second pick? You tell me what you're going to do.
I'll
trade back.
I mean,
I take Marvin Harrison Jr. with number 2.
Nah.
Wait a minute. Hey, can we address? Wait. Can we address this question from the chat from my man Crazy Ace? He said, "How do you think, or do you think they played the same way with Claypool active?" And then he said they look better without.
They did.
Yeah, that's because EQ was blocking, and he is a better blocker than Claypool is.
Bingo.
EQ, and I am going to say this, I don't, EQ is such a huge asset for any team, especially this team, who has these short pass freaking plays that they always run.
Anybody see that catch? I mean, was that catch sick or what?
That was a great catch.
My only thing about that is this.
But it was a way over.
Outside of the blocking,
that's for you, brother.
He had a nice catch. Outside of that, you ain't hear shit from him.
That's because
he was blocking.
He's there for his blocking. It's the same reason why we have Claypool.
I mean, shit. Is there really a reason?
Claypool was brought in to be a big-bodied receiver to catch the football.
Yeah, but we haven't given him that
to go to Kansas City and bring them another Super Bowl. You heard it here first.
What's that?
Claypool about to go to Kansas City and bring them another Super Bowl.
I think exactly. And
he might even go to Detroit.
You know what? Let's get some kind of draft capital back.
We're not going to get anything back because the Bears organization handled this wrong. Oh, you're saying if we cut him, we get draft compensation?
No, they would trade him.
They would trade him. They're not going to let him go.
They're not going to trade him though, because they know that the Bears don't want him. Why is anybody going to trade for him when we're going to just cut him? They're expecting us to just cut him, and then all of a sudden somebody will just sign him for cheap.
But that's what you're missing, Frank. You already gave up a second-round pick, which actually was the last pick in the first round.
Yeah.
Why would you give him up for nothing?
I agree, but I mean, if you're just going to keep him on the roster to not play?
If Ryan Poles just cuts him, takes the cap hit, gives up, and doesn't get anything for him, he's an idiot.
That's what's going to happen.
Then maybe he's not the man.
Because what are we saying? We're going to keep him on the roster, but just let him sit there and watch games?
I'll put it to you like this: if you want to sit up there and try to make him sit up there and get some type of add to his value that you're trying to get for him, you might as well play the motherfucker. I mean, let's be honest.
The raise his stock
ain't out there is because he sit up there and said that your OC ain't using him right. When the fucking OC ain't using nobody fucking right.
Claypool was not wrong in the remarks that he said.
He can't even use a goddamn horn.
He was not wrong.
He was not wrong.
I love it.
Darnell Mooney said it. Eddie Jackson said it.
Exactly where I was going. Cole Kmet, I think, said something like that as well. Your defensive players have said this as well. Like,
there was a Tampa Bay linebacker that said something
right in front of DJ Moore. Yeah,
that I thought, by the way, that went like wildfire down here, guys.
Yeah.
Let me say something
to the point where, like, they're saying with this Claypool situation, like. And this is just from what I'm hearing, insiders at the practices and everything, his worth ethic is shit. He doesn't give a shit. That's what people see at practices. So that's probably why they're not giving him that credit.
He's a poor man's Antonio Brown.
I think he's doing it because it's like, dang, you brought me here under false pretenses.
I agree.
And you said I was going to be a number one.
Number two at least receiver.
And now you got me blocking. That's what I think. But enough of that. Harry, you said something very intriguing with the Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. thing. I agree with you on one, but not the other, because you still haven't addressed the issues. If you go into a brand new coaching staff with the same premises, you're going to ruin this kid. You're going to ruin this kid. Caleb Williams, before he even comes out. What you do is you extend Justin by one. You bring some actual veteran leadership and actually QB whistles type coaching people in there. You keep Justin. You draft Jared Verse to get some damn pass rushing in here.
Oh, God,
and then you either draft Marvin Harrison Jr. or that center that we want, which his name is Van Pratt from Georgia.
You know what? Isn't it pretty bad that we're actually talking about the draft going into week 5?
That is fucking terrible.
I know, but the point is, look, the reality is this. I don't want to see Justin Fields leave this Chicago team. And I fear that the way it's – look, I had no problem with the way the game was called in the first 3 quarters. I really didn't have a problem with it at all. I love the execution. I thought the team played really well. The defense is playing as best as they can because they don't have a front four. I'm tired of people dogging the linebacking core in the secondary. They're only going to look as good as whatever kind of pass rush you can get.
You're not going to get anything if you don't have a front four.
But what's happening with Justin, the best thing that's going to happen to him is they need a real offensive coordinator. They need to address a little bit more on the offensive line and play to the guy's strengths like they did in the first half of the Chicago game. He can create nightmares for teams. They've tried the experiment to make him a pocket passer. It just doesn't work. And I fear they're killing his confidence, which could absolutely ruin a quarterback.
That's what I felt like they did with Rex Grossman.
If they keep him, build around him. You're right. They do need a big defensive end to create some pressure. But Marvin Harrison Jr., bro, you have got to go grab him.
I'm a fan, but here's the problem that I have with it.
I'm more important with pass rushers.
You grab Marvin Harrison Jr. to do what? Because who's to say Mooney wants to stay here? After next year, 2025, DJ Moore going to go. If they're not going to start getting into that elite passing realm of football, those top wide receivers are not going to want to come here or stay. So now we're talking about the Velvet Joneses again. We don't know what we got in Tyler Scott. We already know right now, hell, the only receiver that wants to be here is EQ. That's it.
I don't know about that anymore.
Well, I'll just say it like this. With Justin, Is he a pure pocket passer? No.
No.
Can he pass from the pocket? Yes. The thing is this: you have to find that equilibrium right there, where you do a little bit right there in the pocket. You roll him out, because the thing is, we haven't even seen him use his fucking legs yet. Now, just imagine, he did this shit last week, 35 passing yards and 4 fucking TDs without even really using his legs for real.
Y'all know what a mic drop is? Watch. He did it against a team that gave up 70 points the week before. Here you go.
And I understand
but still,
are you belittling the accomplishment?
Nope. But I'm not going to get overly excited, because let me explain something to you. It's all about confidence and momentum. He builds that. Let me tell you something. The Bears are going to have a good showing against Washington. They're 6.5-point underdogs. I'm telling you right now, y'all want to make some money? Let me go ahead and pat myself on the back. I went 8-1 against the spread last week.
Ooh.
If you're watching this, okay? I'm 29-8 on the season against the spread.
Call me afterwards. I need some money.
Bet Chicago in the first half. I don't trust them for the full game because of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Justin's confidence level is still up here, but now he's got in the back of his mind, can I close games out? I'm telling you, man, it's reality. This kid can flat out ball. Flat out ball. They just got to move him around the pocket. They're playing a real defense this week, guys. This is not the Denver Broncos. This is the Washington Redskins.
And as much as I 100% agree with you that it was the Broncos defense, but it was how they used Justin Fields. That's how he needs to be used against all freaking defense.
I'm not discrediting it completely, but we have.
But knowing,
bro, you got to call it what it is.
Right now,
70 points.
We're going up against Washington, and we're dropping 5, and he's holding on to the ball too long. It's gonna
still look, but the team that they got 70 points put on them is a very fucking high octane fucking offense. Okay, let's not make it seem like
we don't play
they
the
got
Dolphins
fucking
this year.
points put on them by the fucking Arizona Cardinals or somebody like that, or like they got 70 points put on them by the fucking Raiders.
I don't normally curse on air, but I'm going to tell you something. They got it stuffed so far up their ass in the run game. Okay, I'm surprised they could even breathe. They should be choking. That's how bad their run defense was against the Miami Dolphins. It was horrendous.
And Herbert,
no line, not any of their defensive. Their front seven. Their front seven never even hit a gap.
We passed. I mean, Herbert, yeah, he had some yards, but we fucking mainly passed on him.
We ran too. We ran for over 100 yards in this game.
Yeah, we did run over 100 yards, but we passed for 335 yards.
I mean, but
700 yards they gave up. 700. Let me repeat that. 700 yards. That's a fortune, bro. I'm telling you now, this team will look good against Washington. I don't know what they're going to do for the full game, but they're going to be really competitive in the first half. They just don't have that defensive line to get that push, but I really think that the offense is going to be able to put up some points.
So hit me with the spread. Are the Bears winning?
He said Washington's minus 6.5.
Washington's minus.
No, I'm saying like your guess. Are you putting money on it that the Bears can pull this off with that spread?
I am putting a small position this week on the Chicago Bears in the first half, plus 4.5 at this point. Okay, against the Washington, whatever you want to call them this week.
Washington skid marks.
You know, the Washington whatevers. But, I mean, let's be real. I haven't watched the tape yet on Washington to give you my full evaluation yet. There are a couple of games that I really like this week. One of them are being the Bears in the first half. And believe it or not, the other game, are you ready, guys? Are you sitting down? What if I told you that the New York Jets on the road at Denver are getting 1.5 points? That's all I'm going to say.
Really?
Yeah.
That's because Zach
would you like me to repeat that? Denver's favorite by 1.5 points against arguably probably the best defense in the National Football League.
Man, they haven't been the last few weeks though. That week 1 was dominant defense, but their defense has been struggling.
That's because they couldn't really move.
No,
the
their
ball.
defense has actually been playing well, but they on the field 97%
all the time. Yes,
of the time.
by the second half, they're exhausted. I'm not saying due to the talent they're doing bad. It's just
Harry, I want to ask you this because this is one of the things that's been grinding my gears and some of the other fans of the Bears.
Ooh, that's a good one we should put on. What grind my gears?
When you look at past team success, right? You try to emulate what's hot right now. So for a long time, remember, it was emulate what the greatest show on turf was doing.
Right.
Then it was emulate what the Bucs were doing with the defense and the cover two. Then it was emulate what the Patriots were doing with the double tight ends and the small little receiver. Who are the Bears really trying to emulate right now? Because it seems to me they don't know whether they want to be San Francisco. They don't know where they want to be the Chiefs. They don't know where they want to be the Eagles. Like, they're all over the place.
Defensively, I think they're trying. It's a great question. I think defensively, what they're trying to do is they're trying to play what the old Tampa 2 was doing with Lovie Smith. By the way, hope you're watching. I still wish you were a Chicago Bear, but that's for another day. That's what their defense is like. It's a hybrid Tampa 2. They play a lot of shell coverage, especially with their safeties and their linebackers. On offense, I think they're just trying to be the Chicago Bears. I don't think they're trying to emulate any other team that's out there because, to be quite honest with you, Justin Fields is a rare bird out there. He's better than Jackson in Baltimore because he can actually throw the ball with accuracy versus Jackson where he can't. I mean, they're both great running quarterbacks. Just one can't throw the ball, one can.
And one's got the best offense.
Well, one did lead the NFL in passing touchdowns and got an MVP. So,
yeah,
True.
but the thing about this is they sit up there and they put him in place to sit up there and be able to do that. They didn't try to turn him into something that he is not.
They did in the fourth quarter, though. That was the problem. They did this game in the fourth quarter because 80% of his dropbacks, he stayed in the pocket.
You gave up 3 scores. That's why I said, what's my man's name, Foul? We always talk about in San Diego. I'm sorry, in Los Angeles, the Chargers. He's next because he keeps giving up them big leads in the fourth quarter. Staley. I feel that Eberflus pulled a Staley because it was like, what could they possibly do in 12 minutes? I'm like, this is the NFL. Do you watch football? Like, I legit have watched a Super Bowl where a team was up 4 scores and lost. Like, this stuff happens.
Oh, my God.
I don't see why they don't see it, because everybody says if we, the regular old fans, see it, then they definitely see it. If they see it and they continue to do the same foolishness, then they're the idiots. They're stupid. They're on the hamster wheel. They're on the hamster wheel. And that's, to me, that's not productive. And if we move on to next season with this same regime, we know Alan Williams is done. So first thing we're going to find a D coordinator. That's the first thing we got to find.
What was Alan Williams? Was he really being a creep or no? I mean, they're not talking about it anymore.
I will just say through my connections,
I've heard the things too. I mean,
I've heard some things from some actual Vikings,
and
I've heard some things from some Bears and some former Bears. I don't know shit. I don't know shit.
I love him.
I'm not gonna say shit.
I missed that. What I missed? What's going on?
All right. I will
Williams
say,
really a creep or not?
Shit.
Creep? Is he a creep?
I don't know about the
Law and Order
situations or anything like that, though. So I don't know those. But all
not
I
crippin',
can say,
creeping. Was he creeping? Not cripping. Was he creeping?
Both. Yeah. All I can say is his house was raided, and they were at Hallis Hall. Don't care what anybody says. I have connections that said they were there.
Yeah, but don't they typically do that when a coach is leaving because they have to make sure that the playbooks and no personal information is leaving the organization for fear that it may end up, say, in Green Bay's hands or Minnesota or an opposing team? I mean, that's from what I understand. That could be the case. I mean, I don't want to believe that was true.
Hold on, Harry.
Yes, sir.
I get what you said. I really do. Well, the crazy part about the shit is, like, it really fucking matters. Didn't we just hire somebody from fucking Green Bay? Isn't he our fucking offensive coordinator?
He was supposed to have the connections, right?
Shit, it don't fucking matter. For all I know, this son of a bitch is a mole, and he's here to do this shit.
Giving the Bears all this shit.
Hey, you guys, why don't we do this? Can we take a commercial or something real quick?
So yeah, I got to fill up with a little bit of bourbon here, bro.
Hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Talk to yourself, man. It's a family show.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Listen, shout out to my man Terrence from Chicago's Clubhouse podcast, from the Morris brewing company here in Chicago, Illinois. All right, we got bros out here putting out this for the Moors. It's tasty. I didn't even have to come on here lying about this. All right, this tastes like what I like when I drink a beer. I don't drink a beer often because I'm too big and I need to stay off of carbonated drinks. But this is the carbonated drink you need to open up and crack and take a sip. All right, if you want to come out of the dark ages, be educated. All right, get you some of this Moors brew right here. It's definitely tasty. You can get it in Kimbark and High Park.
Whoa. I thought we were a team. Where's Mines? And when are we getting in Tempe, Arizona?
I guess we're going to have to find out, man. But everybody out there, for here from Chicago, go to Kimbark and pick you up some Moors.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
That's right. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Hey, let's
Hey, can you pour me some, bro? Here,
I got
I'm coming up to you. There you
I
go.
got you.
Oh, thanks, boy. Let me taste it.
Let's answer some of these. We got a couple questions over here going on in the chat. I think we
Okay.
I know my man Ann Stewart said that he's starting to believe that the QBs come here to die. Does anyone else believe this?
No.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to believe that right now. Shit.
I mean, Musa Muhammad said that famously once about receivers, but
yeah, I remember. I mean, that's because you don't have a quarterback to throw him to. So, I mean, obviously,
well, he had Rex and Kyle.
Bro, let me tell you something. Rex Grossman, I living here in Florida. I'm an SEC guy, born and raised in Chicago. Loved Rex Grossman in college. I remember watching him in the combine. He was sitting at the 45-yard line. He was on his knees, and he took the ball and threw it through the uprights and hit the net. From his knees. The guy had an absolute cannon for an arm. Can you imagine him under the right regime? My Lord, that would have been just incredible.
He couldn't stay healthy, right?
No, they tried to make him something that he wasn't. Oh, really?
That's what the
another
Bears
Chicago
do,
quarterback.
Man, that's what they do.
They were forcing him to run. How about that one? They were. Can you imagine forcing a guy to roll out? Oh, come on.
They were trying to make Jay Cutler be nice. Jay Cutler's not nice. He's an asshole.
He's about the only one that just didn't give a damn.
Yeah, I think the Bears really helped him not give a damn.
Jay Cutler is still probably, arguably, the best quarterback ever to suit up in a Chicago uniform.
Hands down.
Him, McMahon, believe it or not, Jim Miller, and who's kid? Kramer in the 90s. Eric Kramer.
Yep.
Jim Miller, that's a good
Jim
one.
Miller
too,
came in for Eric, didn't?
Yes, he did. Eric Kramer went down. You know what? I still have a voodoo doll with Hugh Douglas. I think JB gonna remember this. Okay, when Hugh Douglas put his ass all over Jim Miller to separate his shoulder from that game in the playoff, I was taking the voodoo doll with the pins, going, "Here you go, Hugh."
That was
how does that shoulder
Philadelphia
feel?
in the divisional round.
Yep, sure was.
Yep,
Hey,
I was throwing shit at the TV, going, "Man, that's the cheapest shot." I think he got fined like $50,000 for that hit back then. I'm not kidding you. That was the most dirty hit you've ever seen.
Him and what was the other guy's name?
It was dirty, man. Dirty.
Did McMahon like that way after the play?
Charles Martin, he's dead. Green Bay Packers.
I still think that was the dirtiest hit I've ever seen in Bears.
Really? How about the most blatant one? That was the most blatant. You know what the second most blatant one was? Everybody here probably gonna remember this, other than Foul Mouth C and Frank the Tank. I don't think y'all are
we
old
that
enough.
young? Are we babies or something?
No, you guys are young. Doug Flutie in a divisional round against the Washington. At the time they were called the Redskins. I can say that. The ball's not even snapped. Flutie's walking up to the line.
I remember seeing
for his cadence, and here comes Dexter Manley.
Oh, yeah.
The offensive line never even got up. He comes running around and clotheslined him. Y'all remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was
That hit on Miller goes up with all those. That's how dirty it was.
So here's something else I want to address.
Herb Howard, the Biggs Media. Congratulations to you both. Ryan, at what point in your process did you realize that you and the Bears were in lockstep about Coach Eberflus? And was there ever any point where you had a candidate in mind that you wanted to bring in after the 3 finalists were kind of predetermined?
That's a good question. So when we went through the process, it was a Zoom first, so I was able to give a list of candidates that I really liked, and Matt was on that. And when I got here in person, we brought him in, and the moment he walked in the room, I knew he was the guy, and especially when he started going through his plan. And the big thing to know is I reach out to a lot of people to make sure I'm lined up the right way. I reach out to people that have done it and been successful at it. And every single person said, when you know, you know. When you know you got one, you got one. And I'm a guy that when I have conviction about it, it's time to go. So that's kind of how everything fell into place.
I was just bullshitting, and you... I was just bullshitting, and you know this, man.
Hey, Ryan Paul.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We
He
do
was
know
bullshitting. That wasn't his.
That was
thing.
all it was.
He
Well,
was
I'll put it to you like
bullshitting.
this. We know who was in charge of that shit, wasn't you, T? Because we know it wasn't Frank. You fucked that one up. It was good, but you fucked it up.
How many of y'all remember Cordell Stewart?
Oh, I remember Cordell.
I remember when the Bears.
Another one where we thought we found a quarterback.
Really? I knew that wasn't happening. Chicago came down to Tampa, and my buddy was working the door at a very friendly gentleman's club. I don't know, maybe about 2 blocks away. I had gone up there to go grab a beer, and who walks in?
Gentleman's club.
Oh, yeah. Cordell Stewart, here he comes. He's coming in with his entourage, bro. But I got to tell you all this stuff off the air. I cannot tell you this on the air because it was bad.
Oh, no, Harry.
Oh, yeah. It was bad. I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I was sworn to secrecy, but I don't mind telling y'all a little bit.
Damn, we just talked about
I can just imagine, though. I'm not surprised.
Oh, it was horrible, bro. And trust me, it's not what you think either. It's not what you... It was who he came in with. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Crazy A said it perfectly. How you just gonna leave?
How you gonna leave us hanging like that?
Yeah.
I could DM
Crazy
you.
A said that perfectly right there. He
Come
just said
on,
that.
man.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to DM you. You can't bring this out loud. You can share it with all the boys on this one.
Hey, but you know what, Harry? That's crazy. You said that about Cordell Stewart because remember he was only with us like 1 season and didn't even start.
Nope.
And just was. I don't. It's like we always get the quarterback too late, or when they're
prime, yeah.
or like with Jay Cutler, 4,000 yards, Pro Bowl. This kid's about to be great. We get here and it's like, no, not this guy.
6 offensive coordinators during his tenure.
I want to ask you guys this question. Let's just say for some miracle chance that the Bears do win this game. Justin puts up yards and numbers similar to what he did last week.
For real, bro, I'm telling you. That's why, now you understand why I could not make that public. You can go ahead and share it with the rest. But y'all, please don't bring, do not
Terrence,
bring
I
this
will
up.
slap the shit out of you if you don't message me.
Terrence, I see
message
this,
at least
bro,
us
I seen
four,
this with
please.
my own 2 eyes, okay?
Message us 3 at least, please.
No, I'm lost.
All y'all got to do is just Google Cordell Stewart in Tampa. It might come up, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Dang.
Well, now you got me searching freaking Google because Terrence ain't gonna send that shit.
So Yusuf Ahmad, see what happens if they win. I don't think he'll put up the 300 yards passing like he did, but I do think he's going to run for 70 or 80 yards. I think he's going to throw a couple of touchdown passes and maybe even get one on the ground. I think he's going to have a really, really good game. But then again, I don't know if he really – it's still something in the back of his mind, throwing that pick and fumbling that ball.
I know. And if that coordinator don't quit calling that fucking weak-ass fucking quarterbacks, tight end sneak. How many
tight ends take snaps?
Travis Kelce.
Okay, you named one. Okay, if you want to play game manager, stop the 5 and 7 step drops in the fourth quarter. How about that?
Yeah, 1, 2, bam. 1, 2, 3, bam.
If the read ain't there, take off. draw, RPOs.
Those are fucking slants. Jesus Christ.
He threw a couple. He threw a couple this game. He did.
And what happened? They were successful, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Harry, I want to ask you this too, because
here comes Frank the Tank. I can't wait to see his face.
Washington has a lot to prove, though. You already know Chase Young, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, they already scare me. But you know what scares me more?
What's that?
Ron Rivera is playing for his job currently or the next gig, and Eric Bieniemy is playing for his job or auditioning to become our next head coach.
You know what? I got to tell you, standing ovation to Eric Bieniemy. Took a lateral position for a team that's not supposed to be very good this year, and he is really doing it. He should have had this opportunity a long time ago. Love what Eric Bieniemy is doing.
Motherfucker should have been a Bears head coach.
And Washington does have a stout front four. Where it's going to be really successful for Chicago's offense, in my opinion, is they not just the play action. Washington's linebackers are not all that good. They don't hit their gaps and are not really disciplined. That front four really covers up a lot of deficiencies for what Washington really has. And Chicago running the football could really create havoc for this team because they really love over pursuing and they don't sit in their gaps very well.
They seen a couple of delays.
Yeah, a couple of delays. Really, let them start coming up instead of and you just run those nice quick draws. It'll be really good because they like to run out.
I haven't seen that in a while.
I want to ask this question of you, Harry.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that Roschon Johnson would have got as many yards as Khalil Herbert did if they were calling them same plays and had him in there doing it?
You want an honest opinion?
More. Yeah.
I think he would have had more yards.
I do too. He only had 5 carries. He only had 5 carries.
I know. I really like Roschon Johnson running the football, and you know where I really like him? Because he's that big body who's very fleet-footed. He sticks his foot in the ground and sees it. He's also a hell of a passing catch. He's also a really good, really good at catching the ball coming out of the flats and out of the backfield. But the reason why they're not giving him all these touches is because he wasn't utilized this way in college. He was used very sparingly. So you're not going to give this kid 20, 25 touches a game. I think as the year goes on, and he can show that he has a lot of longevity, let's get the engines rolling. Roschon Johnson's a stud, and this kid could be the surprise in the NFL draft as a running back.
I mean, you're putting Herbert ahead. Oh, my bad. See, go ahead, Fal. My bad.
No. I was just gonna say, don't get me wrong. Herbert, I think, is a nice back. He just seems like to me in an open field, that motherfucker cannot, and I repeat, cannot shake nobody. Like when he had that, when it was him one-on-one with that guy out there, I said, oh shit. I said, all you got to do something, get past him. This son of a bitch just went down like a fucking loaf of bread. I said, oh my fucking God, I can't fucking believe it. That's the difference between having a running back and a dynamic running back. He's got that one guy to beat. The dynamic running back is going to fucking beat him.
Well, your dynamic running backs are usually going in your first round, late in the first or an early second round.
I think if Roschon Johnson was out there, Roschon Johnson would have beat him. He went down too fucking easy.
If Roschon Johnson would have been a senior this year back at Texas, and they would have featured him the same way that they featured this previous running back, he'd be talking about, from Bijan Robinson. He'd also be talking probably not top 3. I'd say he'd be a first round pick because you have to be extremely special in the National Football League now to get picked in the top 15 picks as a running back. It's just the way it is because it's a very undervalued position for some reason. Well, I know why, because the owners are cheap asses and they don't want to pay running backs because the life expectancy of a running back in the National Football League is what, 3.5 years?
Can we get Jonathan Taylor?
That's kind of by design too, though, because here's the thing.
You know what? For the amount of money that they want for him, no. I don't agree. I mean, I love Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor wants $15+ million a year.
And I can't see paying that right now to him. And I think you have that in a Roschon Johnson. I just really do.
I think you do too, which is
why San Francisco.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So
that's true.
If you're looking at the McCaffrey,
man, you're spitting out some facts, Bob. I'm telling you facts.
If you're looking at the Austin Ecklers, like if you're looking at that prototypical type of running back that's giving you just as much in the running game as they are in the passing game, then absolutely. My problem with Herbert is I feel they have to give Herbert the ball to prove to the people this is why we got rid of David Montgomery. But just in case, let's get Roschon and let's get Dante Foreman. Because let's be honest, people, with that 4th and 1 play, I think it would have been different if Roschon and Blasingame or Dante Foreman and Blasingame was in there.
Or even just Blasingame was in there. Like, honestly.
This is the problem I had with that, and I just want to say this. Why the fuck did you run over there and all his runs to the right was killing?
All right, this
you start and then you push him to the left, yeah.
Fucking Nate Davis came back. They over there knocking out holes and shit. Him and fucking
Wright
White
was doing
you go running over there with Cody Whitehead.
Yeah, he did have one bad
Can
whiff.
we address this? I've been seeing Matt.
All right, I actually got a nice video for that too.
I've heard about that too, especially being an Atlanta kid and being down here in the South. I've heard about that because Atlanta's in a very, very weak division. Do you give up a 1st-round pick or even a 2nd-round pick for Justin Fields right now? I say no.
Yeah,
Atlanta has too much faith in Desmond Ridder, but if you pair Justin Fields with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, you got something moving.
You forget about Cordero Patterson?
I did. I'm sorry. I did.
Okay, let's throw him into the mix there because that's pretty dynamic. But the same thing before the season started, weren't we saying this about the Chicago Bears offense? Look at who we got now. Look at these receivers. Look at the tight ends. Look at the running backs. It's the same thing. But but I do want to make one point, and I'd love to hear y'all's opinion, especially you, Terrence, on this one. Justin Fields is not Eberflus's pick.
He's not.
I'll admit that he's technically not Poles' pick either, but Poles is trying.
What kind of a quarterback would Eberflus pick?
I think
Andrew Luck, a pocket passer.
He's a kid from North Carolina, unfortunately. But the thing is, why do these coaches have to have such egos, man? Why can't they develop a game plan for the quarterback or for the player that they have? And I'm not trying to sound so, passionate about it, but I'm just tired of seeing this in the National Football League. Oh, he wasn't my guy. I mean, look at case in point, David Montgomery. There's not really that much of an upgrade between what the Bears have now and David Montgomery, but for what you got rid of him for, that was ridiculous. That is a bonehead move. And I told y'all last year, and JB, you and I talked about it and said he won't be a Bear next year because they said he doesn't fit the mold. But guess what, guys? They've also said that about Justin Fields. That just hasn't come out in public.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the thing. From what I heard about the David Montgomery ones was the Lions gave him an extra year that the Bears weren't willing to give him. Like that's what I heard.
They were getting rid of him.
They didn't even show him his one. They didn't even give him carries.
That motherfucker got hit in the backfield so goddamn much. I'm surprised he even had 500 fucking yards rushing.
Why do coaches have such big egos? I said the same thing. I just said the same thing.
Every Bears coach is like that.
No, that's every coach in the National Football League.
I'm not going to say every coach, most coaches. Mostly all coaches.
Well,
the last one their system to work.
Nagy, and then now this one. They want you to follow their shit.
Yeah,
they don't
adjust not how you what are successful.
You do.
Anybody have
their shit?
Did anybody have the Buccaneers here as a one-loss team so far? Honestly, before the season started,
I had them 2-2.
Hell no.
I did. I did. I knew this team was going to be a lot better, and believe me, I'm not saying it because I live down here. Okay, I bleed blue, bro, blue and orange. I'm telling you now, the only thing that's different is they changed quarterbacks and they brought in Baker Mayfield, who nobody likes. Oh, by the way, Baker Mayfield, he's another one that absolutely they almost killed in Cleveland. They played this kid when he was so hurt it wasn't even fun. They almost ruined his career. You talk about a gamer? Look what this team down here is doing. They're playing in a horrible division, but you know what? They're 3-1. If they would have been 2-2, their season can go a little different. 3-1, you got that Mo, baby. Mo means momentum. Watch what's happening. And they got that momentum.
But Harry, let me go back to something because we all know that the Caleb Williams thing is not really a thing. Drake May, I don't know. If I look at what Eberflus had, and they are looking at that Andrew Luck mold, I mean, doesn't that kind of speak to more of like Bo Nix or Sam Hartman from Notre Dame? Doesn't that speak? Maybe even Jack Plummer. Ain't that Jake Plummer's kid?
I believe so. But all those other quarterbacks like Bo Nix and the kid from Notre Dame,
Yeah,
y'all
that
can
kid
put a
from Notre
cork.
Dame.
But I'm saying
That's put a cork on that, put the note in there, throw it out in the Gulf of Mexico, and 50 years later, someone will find it. No, thank you. And I mean, no, thank you. The ideal situation is you keep Justin Fields up in Chi-Town. You trade one of the first 2 picks that you're going to have. You accumulate some more draft picks, and you build around that offensive line a little bit more. And most importantly, for God's sakes, please, can someone please go out there and get a free agent pass rusher and draft some real talent to
There's
get
a
some
lot of
pressure
pass
on there?
rushers coming out of this draft.
Because you
there's
have
some older guys right now that could at least bring some veteran leadership in. I mean, like I'm not saying he's great, but Ndamukong Suh would at least put some fire into the team.
I would take Ndamukong Suh. Shit.
Like he would.
Ndamukong Suh.
I said he would at least put some fire in the team here. I didn't say he would.
Veteran leadership, not to get.
I would love for Akeem Hicks to come back.
I don't know if y'all give a shit or not, but Arizona,
right on this couch.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are winning 4-3 right now in the top of the 9th over Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just throw it out there.
Yeah, we don't care about.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Greek Connor Bedard has broken 2 ankles.
We don't care about baseball over here.
How about
Harry
that
with us every day.
That's on the Sunday show.
Harry, I completely agree with you. But the one thing that we keep sitting up there forgetting, we have to get in some type of guys from free agency. I know everybody keep talking about this whole offensive line drafting. Our line is fucking young.
Yeah.
Look at it. You got Wright. You got fucking Jenkins. You got fucking Baum. You got fucking, what's the boy? Braxton Jones. These guys.
Jenkins hasn't played all year.
He plays Thursday.
Yeah,
that's a huge addition. At least with Payne being over there, and at least you got Jenkins.
We hope that because he's cleared and he's going to practice and play, that kicks Whitehair back to the center.
Yeah.
Please.
Hey, you know who I want back that everybody threw out of Chicago? A guy by the name of Sam Mustipher.
Don't you fucking say that.
Stop it.
Don't you fucking say that. Stop.
Rated number 2 in the centers in the National Football League. Why?
I can sit out there and rank number 2 behind that.
I saw that, Harry. I saw that.
Number 2, baby, Sam Mustipher.
I can do that behind that front, that offensive
line.
Hey,
just to let y'all know, I did that just to get Frank's gears going.
Son of a bitch. Fucking musty fucking fur.
Hey,
so we see Olin Kreutz or Sam Mustipher.
Olin Kreutz is going to be on the show very soon, so I think we kind of.
I have to keep the Mustipher down.
The Sam Must, because you will get your ass kicked.
You can't punch me through a computer.
Here we go, though. He is having
a good start off to the year. No question.
He's having a good 4 games. He is. He's having a really good 4 games.
You know what
But you don't fuck about all the crews.
No. Let me tell you something. You can ask Peter Blake of the Sports Web. You can ask Peter Blake of the Sports Web.
By the way.
Yeah, and guess what? He calls me the chef of the shit soup, baby, because I just love to stir that pot, baby. Let me tell you something. I get that pot going good. What'd you say? Peter's out there?
It's his birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Happy birthday, Peter. Everybody wish Peter a happy birthday.
I don't give a
all right.
I like what Jeremy Bowman just said, though. Here we go again, because that ties into what Fal just said. The Bears will have $95 million to spend next season. But who are they going to spend it on? Because nobody wants to really come here.
Especially after what we're seeing so far.
Well, the thing is this. If you fire the coach and you get the right type of coach that people actually like or that somewhat respect, you can get guys to come here. Nobody's coming to play for fucking Eberflus and fucking Luke Getsy and whoever the fuck else you bring over. Nobody's coming for them motherfuckers. 100%. I wouldn't come from them motherfuckers.
Bears win their next 3 games. What are you saying?
No shot.
No, hold on. Hold on. If they win their next 3 games, what kind of conversations are we having now?
So
what kind of win is it, Harry?
We're saying we beat the Washington football team, the Commanders. Mm-hmm. All right, there we go.
We got one chance on Sunday, October 2nd.
Honestly, I'm not saying those three
These are all
games
three
are not
winnable games, guys.
I'm not saying those 3 games are not winnable.
Washington, Minnesota, and Las Vegas are winnable games.
I agree.
Look at what we are. Hold on, seriously, because they're going to start putting up points. If they win these next 3 games, what are we talking about now?
Hey, Harry.
Yes, sir.
I love you to death. You know you my brother.
I said if. I didn't say we would.
If
we
it was
won.
a fifth, we'd be drunk right now, and it's not. Because the one thing that we know, you're going against what we talked about with Washington. When you come to Minnesota, Minnesota is having a terrible season. But you know what they got that we don't have?
A wide receiver and a quarterback. A quarterback-ish.
Wait, and a pretty good line.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got no defense, though. That's another team just like Atlanta. I'd love, absolutely. I mean, I laughed at seeing what Minnesota did in the offseason. What you got? The Bears can
I
still
knew
win.
that. I actually picked them to be last this offseason.
6 games does us nothing. If we applaud, hurrah, for 6 games, I think I had them winning 6 or 7. No, dude still got to go.
I said 8 or 9. I said,
hey, some of y'all said playoffs. I'm not going to out anybody.
I did not say that. I said 8 or 9.
You
battling for 500.
Some people in the chat. One of our gentlemen had them 12-5, and I
remember that gentleman.
Where?
And I'm gonna love him, but Bernard Berrien said 12-5. Sorry, Bernard. Sorry to throw your name out there for that one.
I also had them over 10 wins.
Harry, you did.
Sir, I did.
Is it? But at the same time,
on paper they can't.
We were basing it off of the players.
Yeah,
we didn't
on paper they're not a bad
team. Coaching was going to be this fucking disastrous.
I bought into the coaching. I bought into what they did. Good. I really did. I bought into the coaching. I thought they were going to fix his mechanics, which they did. I thought they were going to open it up a little bit more in the passing game. I thought the defense was going to be sneaky good because of the linebacker in the secondary, which I still think are very good. They just don't have a good pass. They don't have a good pass rush. But I didn't anticipate this. And when they didn't make that one special acquisition on defense, like going back out and go to get a Khalil Mack to come back from very small capital, whatever. That's not a pass.
He's a solid pass rusher, but he needs some help. He needs
ask all the teams he's played for. If he's that good, you wouldn't play on 20 different teams in 4 years.
Right, and look at the complement of people he's playing with. Like I'm gonna be fully transparent. I would have picked up a Calais Campbell or somebody that would have brought some veteran presence to the team and also is still productive. The problem that we have is everybody's new.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. So it's like, I've never seen this before. Who can I turn to get some guidance? It doesn't exist. It doesn't. And Ryan Poles, as much as I think he did a good job, phenomenal with the money and everything, although I don't agree with some of his philosophies, I don't agree with some of the people he traded. Your coaching staff, that's on you. That's on you, Ryan Poles. You have one chance to fix it. One. Andrew Janocko, gotta go. Luke Getsy, gotta go. Eberflus, gotta go. You keep the special teams coach. Hell, I don't even know if I want to keep the offensive line coach.
Get rid of them all. Fire them.
Get rid of all them motherfuckers.
Bring them all down to Tampa Bay. Hang on.
Good head coach to bring in
The people down here in the South will love this. Just bring them down to Tampa. We got this thing called a pirate ship, and they tell them, go walk the plank, bitch. Go.
Just like I sit up there and I said just like this.
Hightower, that's the special teams coach.
Hightower.
I said it with Eberflus. I said, if you want to save your fucking job, you better get rid of that offensive coordinator. You better get rid of that defensive coordinator. Ryan Poles, if you want to save your fucking job, you better fire this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if y'all gonna have awkward ass Thanksgivings and Christmases, or when you're going to your agent's fucking office and you two motherfuckers not speaking. I don't give a shit. You better get rid of them.
I was just bullshitting. And you know this, man.
Hold on. Mama, I know he needs Jesus. I'm telling him. He does need Jesus.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
My mama just told me to tell you, Famasi, she likes you, but she says she needs Jesus.
Hey, Hey,
There ain't
hey,
nobody
Harry.
but Frank playing that
Yes, sir.
bullshit.
I'm just curious, everybody, if we could, what's your short list? Just your OC, your DC, and your HC. What's your short list?
I honestly, JB, I don't have one right now. Honestly, I really don't. You know what I really want? I mean, look how Tampa got lucky with Dave Canales.
Well, but he was. Remember, there was a lot of talk about him, though.
There really was. Did you know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers interviewed 14 OCs before they made a decision? Because nobody wanted to come here. How about that one? 14 people, and there was here comes this guy Dave Canales.
I had heard his name before.
He's not anything super special, but he's doing a decent job down here.
You know what he is? He's the polar opposite of what Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich were.
Amen.
Yeah. That's why. And I've heard his name before. Just like I thought Ken Dorsey was going to be a hot prospect. We knew Kellen Moore was going to be a hot prospect. But
I'd like to see Bieniemy. We want one name, honestly. If Eric Bieniemy was going to make a lateral move, I wish he would have made that lateral move to Chicago. Honestly, that's what I would have really wished.
Well, remember the lateral move. You can't legally make a lateral move. The reason he was able to make a lateral move is because he's also the assistant head coach as well.
Well, then he could have came to Chicago to do that.
He's the OC/assistant head coach. That's why he was able to leave KC and go to Washington.
Let's address this. Let's address this comment real quick. If Foles and Warren are really in charge now, do you think Flus is let go after the Washington game if we lose? Or does he stay until the end of the season?
I'd love to see the guy get fired, but they've never once fired anybody.
But fired to do what?
Yeah.
Who are they going to put in charge? Because nobody's going to come on and take a dumpster fire over in the first quarter of the season.
I got a recommendation, nothing personal, but I'd make Terrence the head coach and Foul Mouth C the OC. Shit would be just fine then.
Yes.
I'll fill the water bottle.
Yes. It will be way
Frank, I ain't running no motherfucking tight end sneaks.
Frank, you could be the D coordinator, and JB and I will just sit up at the head office looking down, going, "Y'all motherfuckers just run this."
There you go.
You guys are killing me. I can't believe I'm cursing like this on a podcast.
Your mom's gonna message you.
Hey, Harry, on a Tuesday.
We don't know shit, just like they don't. So the Bears would not be any worse off with us in charge.
Yeah, a lot cheaper.
No, no, it's not that it'd be cheaper. I think we'd actually have 2 wins. We'd have 2 wins. We'd have 2 wins because we know how to play this up with strength.
Chicago, let me be your OC. You won't see no fucking bubble screens. I won't be calling that shit. No tight end under fucking center. No sitting up there having my.
So what would you do?
All damn day.
You're the OC. Give me the first 5 plays. What are you drawing up?
First 5 plays?
The first 5 plays. What are you drawing up?
Shit, the first play gonna be a fucking play action.
Curls.
Slants, motherfucker, slants.
And I'm gonna run some fucking slants.
Skinny post.
Yep.
DJ Moore on a slant. Well, we never see that.
Because you got to have
vision. You got to have vision.
Yeah, you got to give us the cue.
And that was keeping it a stack.
Was you keeping it a stack today?
I didn't have that shit. Frank did that dumbass shit.
I didn't touch anything, dude.
Hey, I don't have access to your StreamYard, bro.
I did not touch anything. My hands weren't even on it.
Hang on.
You know what? Let's keep it a stack.
I'm bringing out the voodoo doll, guys. That's it.
Keep it a stack.
The voodoo doll. That's a Greyhound, baby.
That looked like a pause moment where you were sticking that pen.
That is a Greyhound.
So this is what I'm saying, guys.
What the hell was that pen?
Let's keep. Okay, I'm sorry, you motherfucker. Let's keep it a stack anyway.
Only you, Frank.
Since we had it come up,
at that vision,
we might as well keep it a stack. So keeping it a stack, even though it's Chris's segment, I will say that my statement is Ryan Poles did not 100% say Eberflus is the guy. He did not say that.
What? Yes, he did.
No, he did not say that.
I mean, that clip you kind of showed.
I just don't think so.
That clip absolutely said he was the guy.
Pretty much.
I
He didn't
think-
say it exactly.
Well, yeah, he said it verbally. He said it, but I don't think that was on his own.
You think that was the strings?
Yes.
I think the strings brought them both in as like
Yes.
together because they had the same agents.
They have the same agent, but I don't think Ryan Post.
I have no clue.
You know what? Eberflus would definitely make a good coach. He wasn't really thinking that.
He just doesn't look like a Eberflus doesn't look like a Poles guy.
You see, I got to be honest with you, man. When I first seen him and I started looking at what he was doing and what he was trying to do with the team, I'm starting to get behind him. I really did, and I really had hope for what this team was going to try to accomplish. I really, truly did because of last year, and I seen all the one possession games, and I was like, man, they just need to shore up this defense, and this offense can put up 25 or 30 points a game. I think we're back. Wow, what a regression.
I'm still not saying I'm done with Poles like a lot of people in
One
this
hook.
chat are, because on paper this team is a lot better than what they're showing. All right, he put the people on the paper, but the coaches aren't coaching them the right way. This shit ain't gonna happen. And I'm just gonna say that, like, just this last game, and I know I made a nice little short video in regards to it as well, but they blitzed 6 times in that first half. They schemed your defensive linemen over 12 times in that first half. They put somewhat pressure to make Russell Wilson uncomfortable. They did. They may not have gotten to him, but they made him uncomfortable. The second half, 0 sacks, or I'm sorry, 0 blitzes, only 4 times out of 40 snaps, you actually ran a scheme for your defensive line. Why do you stop something if it worked? That had nothing to do with Sean Payton making adjustments. It had nothing to do with Sean Payton making adjustments. We stopped doing what we were doing, thinking that he was going to adjust.
You know, I heard this, by the way, this comment that you had here. I did hear that. It was
he was interviewed before.
I thought it was Bill Polian that recommended him.
He was.
But that's incorrect, because when they came up and said who was who, the hiring firm, which had Ernie Accorsier and Bill Polian in it, chose Jim Caldwell because of Jim Caldwell's success with Peyton Manning in Indianapolis, which was directly tied to Bill Polian.
Did not know that.
No, that's not incorrect, because for the simple fact, I remember them talking about him
They
being
did interview him.
interviewed.
And he actually said that in the meeting.
I didn't say he wasn't interviewed before.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were saying.
I didn't say he wasn't interviewed before, but the reports, if you can pull up Cap's transcripts, the report came out that Ryan Poles made the choice on his own, and it was split. The group that was hired wanted one person. The actual Ted Phillips group in place wanted Dan Quinn. That is documented and is not up for discussion. That happened. Eberflus was a Poles decided pick. Now, they may have said, hey, you pick from these 3. That might have been true. But he chose Eberflus. That was solely his pick. That's true. If y'all remember, when Dan Quinn, because Dan Quinn could have came in and got the job, Dan Quinn said, nah, I'd rather stay in Atlanta. No, I'm sorry, I'd rather stay in Dallas.
Because Dallas offered him the head coaching job when they get rid of,
Mike McCarthy.
Matt, whatever that fat fuck's name is.
Were you guys Dan Quinn fans, just out of curiosity? And if so, why?
I wasn't a fan, but I knew put it this way, Dan Quinn had that grit that Chicago looks for.
Give him
and
that.
I can understand why they would choose him. But my thing is, if you look at the Bears' history, all throughout, they go special teams, D coordinator, offense, D coordinator, offense, D coordinator. Like, that's what they do.
Well said, Crazy. Well said.
Ever since Dicker, that's what they do.
What would you guys do right now for a Rex Ryan if you can get him out of retirement?
Who said Rex Ryan on this show, y'all?
You did.
Who did?
I actually said JB did bring up Rex Ryan, and I agreed 100%.
I'm not a fan.
Still need to go out and get that OC to help, but
no, I'm kind of curious. Famasi, why wouldn't you be a fan of someone with that type of mentality?
I think Rex Ryan is a name that he really got from his father. I'm not a fan of his. He's just fucking Rex Ryan. I mean, shit. What has he really done for real?
Please don't tell me y'all like Jim Harbaugh, right?
I'm not a Harbaugh fan at all.
Me neither.
You mean, yeah.
But here's the thing, Fal. Rex Ryan won his Super Bowl. His defense won games when the offense did not score a touchdown.
And they didn't have a quarterback.
You said Rex Ryan did what?
He won a Super Bowl as a coordinator.
As a defensive
coordinator. We talking about as a head guy.
He still had
took
good
the Jets to
playoff runs.
back-to-back AFC championship games.
He still had good playoff runs, and he never really had that great of an offense.
Okay, so since you sit up there talking about that, how many Super Bowls did Jim Harbaugh go to?
None. Oh, I'm sorry, he went to one.
How many NFC championship games he been to?
3 consecutive.
Okay. So what the fuck? You don't want him.
And what do you do that 4th season once his message gets stale?
Shit, what you think Rex Ryan does? Rex Ryan wears out on people. Why the fuck you think his ass was gone?
He went to Buffalo and took them to the playoffs. He went to Buffalo and took them to the playoffs.
He did.
Right.
He did. I'm a fan of Rex Ryan.
I'm not a fan of Rex Ryan. I'm not.
I'm a fan of Rex Ryan for one main thing, because when I'm hearing this Eberflus bullshit of this, hits principle, Rex Ryan wouldn't go for that shit. And when I think of Rex Ryan, I think of
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts. And then you will run a mile. Perfection. Let's go to.
I think they'll be fine on if you was the defensive coordinator.
I'd put him as a head coach and give me Dan Orlovsky to coach fucking Fields in the offense.
Orlovsky?
I would take him to coach an offense. He may not have been a good player.
Man, I wouldn't take him to coach a fucking glass of water.
Hold on. I need to
I gotta pull up. Yeah.
Did y'all say Orlovsky? Hang on.
No. Over Getsy? Over Getsy? Yes, I would.
Terrence, put some of that up in here. Hang on, it's coming up.
I would put Orlovsky.
You got me. Good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. There you go.
I would take Kurt Warner before I take Darren Orlovsky.
Oh, I would take Kurt Warner for sure.
I'd take my mother before I take Orlovsky.
Hey, you never know if he.
Who is it? I want to hear foul mouth. Now, C stand for Chris. I got to know.
He just likes Harbaugh, and because he's a Michigan guy. That's all it is.
No, wait, hold on.
I
didn't say shit about bringing Harbaugh in at all.
No, I asked him, would you rather have Harbaugh because because I think everybody's like.
I put it to you like this: as someone else stated, if Harbaugh bringing Vic Fangio, you motherfucking right, I will.
Vic Fangio is the DC of Miami. He ain't going nowhere.
In Miami.
I know he ain't. I said if he was to come and he was bringing Vic Fangio, fucking right.
I'm going to give y'all a little head coach to think about that might be at the end of his reign, and would you take him, especially if they have a season under 500?
Pete Carroll.
Mike, forget Pete Carroll. I will stop being a Bears fan if they ever bring him. Mike
Tomlin. No, we didn't ask for Mike Tomlin last year.
Mike Tomlin, yeah. I would.
Pete Carroll? No, man, I don't want no Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, please, Lord Jesus, not from his mouth to your ears. Do not let that happen, please.
I've been hearing talk about Pete Carroll.
I hope not.
There's talks about everybody.
Oh, really? Okay.
What was that? What has that got to do with the price of eggs in China?
I don't know what that's got to do with
the hell is that supposed to mean?
Maybe that's a Kaepernick reference.
You know what? I got no comment.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, it just became political. Let's get back on track.
No, I didn't go political. I didn't say a word. I just read
you
it.
didn't. You didn't.
But I still feel like, and I don't know what Poles is going through, because the one person on high that I really want to hear from that we haven't is Kevin Warren. Like, I really want to know him being not just a Big Ten guy, but an actual football guy. I would like to hear from him. He's got to say something. He's been very quiet.
I think you ain't gonna hear from him until the fucking end of the year.
Don't you think that's too late?
Yes.
Nope, because this is the thing. As we sit up there and say, Kevin Warren didn't hire none of these motherfuckers.
You're right, but
we're gonna let this shit happen wherever unfolds. He's gonna let it.
Warren's just gonna stay out of it right now.
Hey, Sal, you know what he's not doing? He ain't working on that Arlington crap. That's what he's not doing. Or he might as well come off a high and get some order around here.
Nah, you know what he's doing?
He's trying to find somebody who will.
You know what he's doing? He's doing his job as a fucking president. There's a fucking GM. This is the fucking GM's job. When it comes down to that coaching and all that shit, that's what the fuck I got a general manager for. That's his motherfucking job, to sit up there and handle that shit. I'm letting him do his fucking job. I'm not going to come down and micromanage. Fuck, I'm trying to get a fucking stadium.
Preach on, Farmhouse.
I agree with you, but I just think he should say something because one of these people are not doing their job.
He ain't gonna say shit. He ain't hiring none of these motherfuckers. I ain't gonna say shit. If I was the fucking president, I'm gonna let them up. Hey, look, y'all fuck this shit up. At the end of the year, all of us gonna sit down. We gonna have a little motherfucking talk, and I'm telling your ass who going and who staying.
Well, I'm about to say he gonna fire them all anyway. So
well, shit. Then what the fuck I gotta talk about it for then? Shit, I'll wait till the end of the fucking year.
He's not gonna sit there right now and be like, "You're gonna get fired at the end of the year, guys." So,
well, right? Isn't Eberflus owed money anyway?
He gonna get it. He's got a 4-year deal. He's gonna get his pay. He's gonna get his money regardless. I'm not worried.
So if we fire him right now, we still owe him all that money.
Yes, he's gonna get his money regardless.
Regardless, you're not keeping him for 4 years.
Why not just keep his down for 4 years, but at least until the end of the season, instead of trying to run yourself crazy, trying to
know why?
Because you're gonna kill Justin.
Sometimes you have to save face.
Yes. Agreed.
I was just playing devil's advocate. I want to get rid of that motherfucker now.
I want to boot his ass.
Wait for this motherfucker while we gone and lost 20 games straight.
Well, remember, we're only 4 weeks away from the trade deadline anyway. So the only move that they're going to say is, "Oh, it's Claypool's fault, so we're going to trade him." And then all we're going to do is look at what are the games that we could have won. Matt Eberflus is going to say, "We had injuries. We didn't gel. We need XYZ." And he's going to talk his way into either another year, or Poles is going to have to pony up and say, "You know what? I messed up. He got to go." It's only two options because the Bears traditionally let every single coach play out their contract. That's what they've always done.
They have.
Very, very, very rarely do any team just get rid of people. Like even Nathaniel Hackett, like I like to talk about. I think he got to game 14, didn't he?
14, yeah.
But they knew like game 5, like, oh no, this dude is trash.
You know, JB, the light bulb finally came on. You know, I'm getting old and everything, but the light bulb honestly came on. I'll tell you what, if they did fire Eberflus in the middle part of this season, they would more than likely keep Justin Fields.
Absolutely.
Let me make that very clear. If they let Eberflus finish out this year, the likelihood of Justin Fields being a quarterback here next year is going to be very minimal.
So you're saying finish out the season, or are you saying he might coach next season still?
No,
too?
I just said if he finishes out the season,
Justin
will be gone, in my opinion. But if they get rid of him, you know what? And I think Chicago fans and across the country might be able to embrace it and say, you know what, we're in for a little bit of a long haul, but they believe in QB1 and Justin Fields, and they are going to put a coach and a coaching staff to be able to gel with this team. Because let's be honest, guys, this team is not that far off. Okay, if you look at what they were doing, you got a couple of players on the defensive line that makes this team a little bit different, and you need a coaching staff that knows how to operate an offense. How do you coach and say everyone is held accountable, but the coaching staff, cause with this record, should be resigned? How can you have a coach to say everyone is held accountable?
He's not holding himself accountable, Matt Evans.
That's his problem. He's blaming it on everybody, not just him. He's saying it's everybody's fault. Motherfucker, it's your fault.
That we can all go back to last year and including this year. And one thing that we all sit up there and said was the fucking coaching. We've been talking about the coaching since last year. We sit up there before this season started. We said that those guys were going to be on the fucking clock because of what they did, the way they fucked up last season. You had 8 fucking games where you were within a score and you lost all of them. Now you come into this season, you start off 0-4.
On
Coaching.
paper,
And
you
you
guys look
seeing it
pretty
that
good in
it's
your league.
still fucking coaching. You went and got better fucking players.
Matt Nagy or Eberflus, guys?
I will take Matt Nagy over Eberflus.
Oh my
God.
How about you, Terrence?
Fucking sad.
How about just kill me?
Sorry, that is sad. I'm admitting
just
that
kill
is sad.
me, man. I don't want either one of them.
Well, I don't want.
understand that, but
I'd
how
rather
about-
freaking hire somebody off the streets. But if you had
didn't
to
Nagy,
choose,
but didn't Nagy have a better record? And didn't he?
Nagy had a better offense.
Didn't he take? Hold on. Didn't he take them to one? Was it year 2?
2 playoffs. He took.
Oh, sorry, 2 playoff games, guys.
2 playoff games, but
I mean, and I didn't like Matt Nagy, but
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know where to put the blame. He's not taking either one.
I'm not taking either one of them.
But see, the only problem is, like I tell America, yes, we want them gone. But when they're gone mid-season, who takes over?
Who cares?
Well, that's the point, because if you
Me.
put a lame, first of
who
all,
is out there right now who could
interim,
actually
the interim is going to be a lame dunk coach anyway.
Thanks, Terrence. We'll look that up.
The interim
But how
coach
does that-
would be the assistants. If
Send
they
in
fire
your
the head
resume.
coach, the assistant's going to turn around and take over the coaching duties.
Luke
And the
gets-
city, and honestly, the city will embrace whoever it is because they know they're going to make changes and they know they're going to commit themselves to Justin
Unless
Fields.
Luke gets it.
It's
Oh,
only
that's-
one person it can be, Harry. I'm sorry, 2 people. It's either going to be Hightower or Getsy, of which nobody likes Getsy.
Hey, well, you know, it
Getsy
is what it
likes
is.
Getsy.
It don't make a difference to me. If you fired the head
You might
coach,
be able to direct
you're
Ryan.
setting a precedence and saying, hey, we're done with this nonsense. There are going to be changes made. And it's basically apologizing to the city. And I promise you, the city of Chicago will embrace it, especially if they lose the next couple of games. They would
They'll embrace
embrace
the
that.
fact that we did something that's never been done. We will embrace that. But the problem is, again, once you wave the white flag, once you put throw the damn towel. Oh, we need to get that. Throw the damn towel. Once we throw the damn towel in, that's basically saying we're washing this season away. Where do we go next season? With Jalen Johnson, with Darnell Mooney, with Justin Field, like with Tevin J. Like, we got so many people that we have to re-sign that all we're doing in that instance is we're admitting that we're starting over. But then when this season finally ends, now 2024, we're starting over again. So that would be 2 resets in one season.
And you still have a good core and a great nucleus of guys and $95 to $110 million to be able to spend to build your defensive line. My cat even agrees with me. Get the hell off my camera. Here, this is what Eberflus does. There you go. Right there. That was for Matt Eberflus. I had to do it. Look, he even got a chuckle from Foul Mouth C. If Grogu's seeing that, Grogu would be like,
he's not a leader of men. I'm sorry.
What was that?
What
was that?
He's not a leader of men. I'm sorry.
No cats were hurt during this episode.
Absolutely. I said that last week, JB, and that is so true. He is not a leader of men. He's just
And even
not.
if you did fire him, shit, you getting rid of Getsy ass too. Shit. It's no point of fucking fire Eberflus and you ain't gonna get rid of Getsy. I'd rather Getsy ass go first.
Eberflus might have to fire Getsy first to keep his job for the remainder of the season.
Hey, haven't I been saying that shit?
You know what? I like that idea better.
I hope he don't keep his job.
I've been saying that. I said shit.
gotta
If you
go
want to
too.
sit up there, just the same thing that I just sit up there and said. Ryan Poles, you want to keep your job? You better fire that motherfucker. It may be a little fucked up during Christmas and Thanksgiving time, or when you go see your age and this shit. Ain't no eggnog gonna be sharing, but fuck it, you keeping your job. Your family eating. You can afford that turkey.
You know, I got to
You're
tell
not
you, man.
wrong. You're not wrong, Fal. You're 1,000% correct.
I just got a text. I just got a text message from somebody, and it says you do a couple of different shows. He says it really must be hard to be able to talk about a 3-1 team and an 0-4 team. And you know what? He's right. You know, they're like polar opposites. So far, we've talked about what's coming up in next year's draft, how bad this coaching staff is. It's a shame. One of the largest markets in the entire country, and they keep putting out a product like this. It's just sickening, man.
And they keep expecting people to pay $6,000 for season's tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Terrence.
And our dumbasses pay it.
Your dumbass pays it.
Hey, Terrence.
Well, along with
my
all
dumbass would pay it if I was
holders.
on the list too, though.
Hey, Terrence.
What's up?
Hey, what does our intro say? What do I say in our intro?
We should fire
every
owner in the goddamn Chicago. And that's you cut the head of the snake.
And the body dies.
Snake.
Hey, let me ask you, say devil's advocate here, they do fire him after we get our asses whooped to Washington on Thursday.
They're not getting their ass whooped. Well, go ahead.
Who is available that you would bring in to be a head coach right now?
Nobody.
No,
they're not bringing anybody from the outside mid-season.
I mean,
they bring them from inside. Who knows? Bringing one of the McCaskey. I'll tell you what.
I'd love to see a McCaskey with
put Virginia in a damn Walker and let her go to the sideline. She'd probably call a better game.
Might get some motivational speaking there.
That's just a joke. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Look at Terrence. He's available.
Yeah, your first thing you would do though is you would cut Eddie Jackson.
Hey,
so.
now Pepper right back there. That's the cat's name.
Pepper. Yes. Get rid of his ass.
Eddie Jackson?
Yes.
He's got a nickname down here. You know what they call him?
What's that?
Jack.
Toast. Toast, and it's dark. It's burnt toast. It's not light toast. It's burnt.
That's terrible, Harry.
I swear to God, they call him burnt toast.
That's bad.
Hey, we'll give shout out to Kyler Gordon. He should be back versus Minnesota, I'm hoping.
Let me tell you something. I really like the way that kid developed. But I tell you what, he was toast too when he first broke in. But you know what? He really turned out to be a hell of a corner. Or safety in a corner. I'm not kidding you. He really did. He did. And by the way, my boy Stevenson from the U down here at University of Miami. Wait till you see this kid week after week after week. You want to talk about someone? He's
gonna get better.
He will next year. I'm predicting it. You ready? Pro Bowler. Watch.
I can see. He just got to stop with the penalties.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Young rookie. He's gonna get his mistakes in.
All of them, but
yes,
he might be thrust into the number one position if we don't re-sign Jalen Johnson.
They're going to turn this into a major league and put Virginia on a poster board to add article clothing every time they win.
Can you imagine pulling those freaking pieces off?
Oh, no.
Them big ass bloomers on that motherfucker.
Oh.
Hey, Virginia,
what
was Loyola's lady sister?
Hey, stop
we putting the pieces back on there.
Yeah, right. You might as well just do it with that one. Every win you put.
Here's Mossy. Hold on. Here you go, Virginia. Here, let's put this right back up. Nobody needs to see this today.
Oh wow,
that should be like, hey, y'all remember that movie Kingpin?
Oh yeah,
yes.
Yeah, remember the old lady?
Oh God,
that was a memory I did not want to relive.
Yeah,
I got to fall on it though.
He's not wrong. It's just I don't want to talk about that anymore. Like
my cat's laughing back here too. I don't know why Grogu ain't in the middle of us. I just still don't understand it.
I need an adult. Like I feel some kind of way right now.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Other than me.
Hey,
that's Terrence because he wants the Bears job, and we keep trying to push it off.
I nominate you, Terrence.
Hey, I'll do a much better job than Eber fuck.
No, not even. Just going for the. There's my boy right there.
Come on, man. Take that shit off.
Wait a minute.
Wait. Has any NFL? Now this is a question that I don't even know. Has any NFL team ever got back-to-back number one picks?
No. No. I'm talking about back-to-back first and second picks. I've never seen it. Back-to-back number one picks. I think Cleveland did it.
Like Tim Couch Cleveland, or like?
Yeah, I think it was Tim Couch Cleveland. I'm almost positive. No, but I don't think a team has ever had the first and second pick. That ought to be really, bro. I'm telling you, if that happens, I think that's going to be like, what do you do?
Look, but that's not good.
Well, that's
no, I understand that.
But I mean, it's not like, yeah, I mean.
No, you're right. It's more embarrassing, but I guess it could. I mean, we suck, man.
Hey, don't worry. Come to the dark side. It's warmer here, especially in the winter. Don't worry. Y'all got some presents coming.
Harry, I told you I need a vacation. Just let me know when you're free, man. I'm trying to come down.
I'm telling you, when December comes around and y'all's testicles are crawling up in your bellies, I'll be sitting out by the pool. I'll be sipping on one of my cold ones going, hey, how's that weather going? And I'll be like, hey, check out the pool guys in the back.
Oh, God.
No, I do it all the time. JB, I tormented you, didn't I?
You did. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to give me the invite, like, in December during Christmas break, man. Like, I got to get out of here.
You're coming. I know you're coming. I know it's happening.
These motherfuckers almost driving me to drinking.
Oh, did you say drink?
What? You?
That's the magic word. Hey.
No, foul mouth. You drink Kool-Aid and
No.
vodka in that Kool-Aid.
If Foul is saying that the Bears are about to drive him to drink, that's powerful because we can't have that first drink until you do something, right?
Yeah.
I know.
I've been on the fucking fence, man. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, I know I be on here and I'm very
passionate,
loud, and I'm a very one thing about me, I have my city tattooed right here across my fucking heart. That's how much I love this city, and I love our fucking sports teams. But these fucking rich fucking dummies out here that don't know how to sit up there and hire anybody that can sit up here and bring championships on a consistent fucking level with the other big name fucking cities like the Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying? Fucking New England. The New England Patriots that we kicked their ass in the fucking Super Bowl in 1986 has what? 6 motherfucking Super Bowls to our fucking 1.
7 or 6?
No,
6.
Brady has 7. New England
Brady
has 7. Yeah, Brady has 7.
Oh, that's what it is. That's right. They
have 6.
It's nice to be in Tampa.
Super Bowls.
He got you your second.
Yes, he did. I'm not. I look, man. I gotta say, I don't know.
It doesn't make no sense. The fucking Dallas Cowboys,
America's team,
that they call America's team. I don't know what the fuck I don't know when that fucking vote went in.
That's all.
These motherfuckers got goddamn Super Bowl.
Must be huge Brokeback Mountain
Steelers. Fucking Pittsburgh. What the fuck is there to do in Pittsburgh? Shit. They got fucking more Super Bowls.
Look at Detroit.
Fucking Tampa Bay.
Yeah, what about us?
The motherfucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Them popsicle-looking motherfuckers got more Super Bowls than we do.
Damn, foul mouth, popsicle-looking motherfucker.
Hey,
I like it. I like it.
Some popsicles.
Wait.
Shit. NHL Stanley Cups. You know what they call Tampa Bay now? Seriously, you ready? Foul Mouth C is going to go nuts. Champa Bay with a CH. Champa Bay. I swear.
Yeah, that's when they had the same year where Bucks won it and the Lightning won it in the same year.
And how about the Rays?
And the Devil Rays.
Payroll?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, in their playoff game today, there was 10,000 empty seats. Just throw that on for size.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
10,000 empty seats.
I tell you one thing, if fucking Detroit and Cleveland win a fucking Super Bowl before we do again, I'm damn sure gonna have a fucking drink.
Well, technically, Cleveland has won a Super Bowl. They've won 2. They just won it as the Baltimore Ravens.
So then Cleveland ain't won no motherfucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, Cleveland ain't won shit.
Yeah, guys.
Well, hell, in Baltimore.
Listen, how can you win something when you're called the mistake by the lake?
Whoa.
For real.
Damn.
We'll win it when we get out of Soldier Field.
And if Chicago has back-to-back first-round picks overalls, I'm going to call them the other mistake by the lake because that's horrible.
Yeah,
that's absolutely horrible, man.
Bad shape, guys.
It would be a shame. You know what? I want to like slice my wrist. I'm so upset now about this Bears team. Y'all are killing me.
City, the Rams, like we can name some.
We could have had Patrick Mahomes. Do you want to go on that path?
Let's not go down that road. Let's not go down that road.
This just shows like all these people who are talking about like how it's scripted, how the NFL is scripted. There's no way the NFL would make the Bears be this fucking bad.
Hey, fellas,
I stirred up hot.
I love to continue on. I'm out this motherfucker.
No, I got to get your opinion on one more thing. See, I got one more thing. I got something to ask you though, Foulmouth. It's about gambling, and I know y'all like to gamble a little bit, right?
Okay. I got some money in FanDuel right now.
So y'all ready? The NFL just announced. You ready for this? This is really good. Y'all are gonna go crazy over this. I know Pete Rose is gonna go crazy. I can't wait to talk to him. If you get busted betting on football, it's an automatic 1-year suspension. Oh, I ain't done. If you get caught betting on your team, it's 2-year suspension. And if you get caught a third time, you ready? Now it's finally life.
What?
Just think about that for a minute. And you hear the second part, if you bet on your own team. They didn't say if you win or lose. They just said if you bet on your own team, it's only 2 years. Do you know why it's like that? Because they're making billions of dollars. That's why. Money talks, baby. So let me ask you a question. What about poor Pete Rose, who got banned from baseball completely? Hell, he's so far banned, his grandkids probably can't go to a damn game. Just think about that for a minute. You talk about someone going to bed with the devil, they went to bed with the devil. Now you're going to see referees betting on games. You got coaches that are burying up underneath the rug. Are they talking about the four players for Indianapolis, by the way, that got busted for gambling? Oh, by the way, you know what game it was? You ready? You remember the Minnesota game when Minnesota came back from 100 points down and they won the football game?
Yes.
That was the game that those players bet on. How do you feel about that now? One year for betting. 2 years if you bet on your own team. And if you get caught a third time, guess what? You're a life ban.
I don't agree.
I don't agree with it either. You get caught you want to stop betting on sports from if you're a player or an official in the game, you ban them for life. They call it the Pete Rose rule. Get out. Ain't nobody talking about it anymore. There's players that they haven't even brought up, huh?
Put Pete Rose in. Fuck it, he gonna did his time. Goddamn.
Pete Rose should have been in.
Yep, someone got those 3,000 hits. I've known Pete Rose for years and years and years, guys. I've been to Foxwoods with him. I've been to Vegas numerous times. He hangs out with me when he's down in Florida over at Tampa Bay Downs. He's a great dude, and I'll tell you what, I've heard all the stories. He should be in the Hall of Fame, and it's a shame. And you know what? I can't wait to have the same conversation with him and say, hey, man, can you believe you can bet on your own team and you're only suspended for 2 years? Come on, man. Stop.
Hey, Harry, on that note, though, let me ask you this, though. Can I speak about conflict of interest because there's an actual team in Vegas?
I'm out, fellas.
All right.
Take care.
My fucking heart hurts and I got to finish up some work. Shit.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
Famasi, take care of yourself, man.
Hey, you enjoy yourself, Harry. Appreciate you coming on.
Man, we love you, brother, man. I'll tell you what, my friends down here and a lot of people and a lot of the peeps here in Florida, they love listening to him. They're like, where's Grogu? I'm getting text message going, where the hell's Grogu?
I get former Bears athletes asking me where the hell is Grogu.
Seriously?
Yeah. The Edinger family. The Edinger family.
Probably
huge Grogu fans.
No, but seriously, what do you think about that, man? How do you think you're going to stop this?
No,
they think this is a good rule.
I think it's foolish, again, when the league itself is profiting from a team that's in the gambling capital of the world. Mm-hmm. I just think it's like you're saying do as I say, but not as I do. That's what I get from that. Now, the Pete Rose thing, again, he's betting on himself to win. Charlie Hustle got 3,000. He should be in, no questions, whatever. The problem I have with what the betting is now, if I go on and I say, damn, I play for the Cardinals, but I think the Lions are going to beat the Rams. I like betting. It's thrilling to me. Now I get suspended. But then if I bet on my own team and I'm saying, I bet you I get 2 touchdowns against y'all punks. Now I get 2 years? So who is this really for? Is this really for the league or is this for Vegas?
No, they're trying to set a precedence because they're worried that gambling is going to take a big hit. Look, I've been an advocate of gambling. I've been handicapping professionally for well over 30 years, guys. But I sat on the soapbox 3 years ago from the top of the mountaintops and screamed, do not allow the NFL to go to bed with gambling. Do not let them do it. It's not. It's going to be too corrupt. Look what happened in the NBA back in 2017, I believe it was, when there was a couple of referees that got nailed for a shaving point, not shaving points, for calling too many fouls or whatever the case was, and they created an imbalanced line. Look, there should be no establishment, no venue, whether it's football, hockey, baseball, basketball. There is going to be, you ready for this, a sports book in every one of these venues in the next 5 years. What is stopping an official looking up, grabbing his one eyebrow, and then scratching his right breast, and that means give me 5,000 that he doesn't get the first down? I mean, really, guys, what is stopping people from doing this? They got to keep this game pure. It's becoming corrupt. It was evident last year, especially during that Indianapolis game when they let the biggest comeback in NFL history. You do know that, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
It's not coincidental. That was the game they got busted for playing, but it never came out. The players got reprimanded.
The
players got reprimanded, but it wasn't enough. You want to know what's going to stop? Suspend them for life. And I don't give a shit what player it is. You suspend one player for life, it will stop. What do you think, Terrence?
I gotta throw my fishing hook in here and reel this back because we ain't talking about shit we're supposed to be talking about.
Sorry.
We got way off track. We talking about betting. We talking about MLB. We talking about Pete Rose. Let's talk about the Bears. What do we think about this game on Thursday? Let's get some predictions and then we can go into some shout outs and get out of here. So let's start with you, Frank.
Oh, fuck. I said last week that I am not going to pick the Bears to win another fucking game until they win another fucking game. So I am going to stick to that and say Bears lose 31-27.
31-27. Wow.
It's a lot of points.
Yeah, it is.
Our defense sucks ass.
That's true. That is true. Our defense sucks. The Greek, it's on you.
I was going to go last, but I'll be more than happy to do it. First off, I do love the Bears in the first half. They're catching 4.5 points.
I got to get my gamble on this one.
But if you guys want to make a real safe wager, go ahead and bet the over, guys. The over's 44 points. It might even be 44.5. They haven't stopped the over yet. The Bears defense is not playing all that great. They're going to give up some points, but expect Justin Fields and this offense to put up a minimum of 24 points in this game. Whether they win or lose, I have no idea. But I'm almost guaranteeing they're going to cover the spread in the first half and bet the over in the game. So what I think the final score is going to be, 30-24.
30-24. I'm writing this down, Harry. I'm writing this down, man.
So my bet would have won. Thank you.
Bet the over in the game. Yeah. And if you have to, instead of just betting the whole game, bet the first half. Chicago's getting enough points. I think they're going to keep it close.
Harry, I got to ask, what makes you think they're going to keep it close? Just the first half, you said.
Yeah, the first half. I think you're going to see a replica, not quite the same way you seen against Denver, because Washington defense is really good, especially in the front four. Their linebackers and their secondary is really not all that great. They just look pretty good because of the pressure they get, and they will struggle a little bit against a mobile quarterback. And I think they're going to have those same design rollouts. I honestly think that Chicago will score 17 points in the first half. So if you think that Washington is going to score more than 20 in the first half, then you don't make that play. The safe play is going to make it over. But for those reasons, I think the secondary the linebacking core is not going to be able to contain Justin Fields in this game.
Here's the thing that that concerns me. Washington just went toe-to-toe with Philly and only lost by 34-31.
Division game.
Philly had an off
Well,
game.
you're right. Division game, clearly.
Philly
Division game. Yeah, but I don't know if Philly struggled because Philly struggled or if Philly struggled because Washington was playing good ball. I just don't see the Bears having enough. I just don't. I have Washington 27. I have Washington 27-17.
Okay, that's 27-17. That's 44. That's a push. You can say over or you could say under.
Well,
I think I should go with the over because, like I said, Washington,
So
like the
28.
Bears don't. If in my opinion, if Washington can score 31 against the Eagles, they should at least get 24 against the Bears.
Washington beat the Eagles last year. You remember that?
I do, right? But Justin was.
Some
I mean,
teams
Justin,
have other teams'
Jalen
numbers.
Hurts was hurt, and it was Gardner Minshew.
And Philadelphia is not the same team, gentlemen, as they were last year. I just want to throw that out there. This team is really susceptible. They're 27th in the league right now against the pass on their secondary, and they got arguably one of the best front fours in all of football. That's a little smoke and mirrors there. And the National Football League is no effing logic. I mean, look at some of these other teams that are happening. But against Washington, I'm telling you, they will have.
Texans. What's going on down there?
Yeah, they're looking good, but I'll tell you what, because I don't want to get corrected again, because we're going to talk Bears football right here. They're going to do well, especially against their secondary and their linebackers.
You don't want somebody like that yelling at you.
I didn't get yelled at.
I don't yell at nobody, man.
I'm a good student.
I don't yell at nobody, but I'm thinking that the Commanders win this game 31-24. So Justin is gonna.
That's an over.
21, huh?
That's an over game.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I feel like Justin is definitely gonna put some points on the board, but that defense is gonna give up more points than we score. That defense is terrible. Washington ain't all that great, but they're not terrible.
No.
So I just really think that Washington is gonna win this game.
Can we address Matt Evans' comment in there? I'm so sick and tired of hearing this shit. Carter would not do shit here.
Yeah, it was a flying.
He would not do shit here. We have nothing here. Philly has the best front four, like we were just saying. He just came into a team that is stacked.
I wanted Jalen Carter, but I'll be honest with you.
Jalen Carter.
I wanted Jalen Carter, but I'll tell you right now, I absolutely loved the pick with Wright.
I love Wright. Wright is looking phenomenal.
Isn't Jalen Carter playing with 5 of the Georgia Bulldogs right now?
Yeah. He's got a stacked Bulldog team for sure. But Jalen Carter here probably still would be our best lineman. I wouldn't probably disagree with that, but still would suck.
They got a lot of hurries now, JB. You know, because almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and you know what else? Shit fights. That's what almost counts in. Almost counts in horseshoes,
Let's also
hand
not
grenades, and
forget
shit
that
fights.
they did hit Baker Mayfield 8 times and never brought him down in the backfield once.
Because we can't tackle, man.
Yeah, we did a hits principle. The hits principle.
Oh yeah, it's really working too. That hits principle, boy, shit. That shit is so effective.
It's like the Eddie Jackson principle.
Here you go.
I support Eddie Jackson. I think he's doing very good, but he still sucks at tackling. That's never going to change anything.
That reminds me of what happened here in Tampa a couple of years ago. It's kind of funny. They were talking about Shaq Barrett, the defensive end. They're like, oh my God, he just signed this huge contract. Best defensive end in football. And I was like, look at all the quarterback pressures. I said, he's got 2 sacks. He's got 18 hurries and pressures. That's like kissing your sister, guys. I mean, it's almost like this horseshoes, hand grenades, and shit fights. You got to get to the quarterback. You don't make him hurry. It doesn't go in a stat sheet. There's no such thing as a stat. You get paid for sacks, not to hurry.
All right, well, I think we might as well go ahead and get into some shout outs. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
We 2 hours and 19 minutes in, we might as well. And we'll let our guests kick it off.
Whoa, what's the shout out?
Shout out who you saying what's up to
It's something Eberflus does not do.
Thank you for watching.
Oh, yeah. I want to give a shout out to all my peeps up there in Chicago who are watching. And just to let you all know, we're going to be bringing something a little bit to the CCP, not only to the sports web here in the Tampa St. Pete area, but we're going to be going back up there, and you guys can also catch the over-under on the sports web, shared right over here to the CCP, and maybe, just maybe, I might be able to get my boy over here, Mr. JB or Frank, or you know what? Sonic man up there.
I'm available. I'm ready.
You know, happy birthday, Peter Blake. Much love, brother. And to my beautiful wife, man. Thanks for putting up with my shit, because you know what? She's the one who I get all my picks from. Y'all have a good night.
You too, Greg. Thanks, man.
My man.
Thanks a lot for having me on. And by the way, where y'all get that funk from? This is good.
The elevator music?
No, that's the funk, bro. That's a little bit of funk right there. That's that.
Ooh, I hate this. That guy.
Do you realize it's 11:22 where I'm at?
Go to bed.
Yeah.
I'm an hour ahead. Oh, and by the way, Terrence, I am going to torture your ass in the wintertime. I cannot wait. I'll be sitting up on my pool.
Oh man, I'm not
going like this.
I'm not going to answer.
You can do that and send it to me too.
You have no choice.
I'll grill in the snow.
I'll be doing my show on the CCP on a Sunday morning.
That's right. I'm not going to watch.
No, bro, you gotta watch because I'm gonna be in a pool floaty once in a while talking from out there. Oh no, it's a kicker, bro. What do you mean you can't watch? I'm gonna have the chicks in the bikinis out here. What are you crazy?
While you do that, I will be in my underwear grilling in the snow with just boots on. Winter boots, boxers, grilling in the snow. And I will send that to T-Nick.
Don't send it to me. Don't send it to me. Oh shit. It's on you, Frank the Tank.
All right, shout outs. Well, I'm gonna give one shout out to, unfortunately, Jim Miller couldn't make it because we found out he had family emergencies. Hopefully, we'll be able to get him back on. Just hope his family's good. Never good to hear that stuff. I'm gonna give a shout out to my Chicago Blackhawks today, since I didn't get a Hawk talk with the Bears. I know it's preseason, so nothing's a big deal, but. Connor Bedard put up a goal and 3 assists today. He was the entire fucking Blackhawks team. So shout out to Connor Bedard. That kid's gonna light shit up this season, and I can't wait. All right. Shout out to the chat, lit start to finish. We had a lot of viewers on early. I know I had a lot of messages bringing up what happened with Jim Miller. So I mean, again, sad, but just wish for the best for him.
We will get him back.
Yeah, we'll definitely get him back because we definitely need to break down the quarterback situation with Jim Miller for sure. But other than that, hey, shout out to all you guys. Shout out Greek. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to place my bet on the over for the Bears this week because I need to fall into some money.
Don't we all?
Don't we all? Yeah. Buy the Bears for fucking, $50 from what McCaskey or Hallis bought it for? Was it like $50 or $100 or something he bought it for?
I have no idea, but don't forget parlay that with the Jets over Denver.
All right, that's all I got though.
JB, that's all you, Playboy.
Again, shout out to Jim Miller and his family. Hope everything is well. Can't wait to speak to you. Harry, shout out to you. You already know I love speaking with you. Can't wait to get down there and chill with you. The chat again, like every week, guys, like the chat just gets more and more and more and more lit. And we thank you all. So here from the CCP, what we like to do is go through everybody and give everybody their just due. So bear with me because it takes a while, but we're going to give you that honor and respect. Crooked Commish, Jeremy Bowman, Vernon Fairley checked in early. Thank you for chiming in. Mike Fossino, Frank Marshall, Anthony Walker. Now, wait, there's 2 Anthony Walkers. New Anthony Walker, thank you for chiming in for the first time. We appreciate the love. Shane Taub, welcome back. We haven't seen you in a while. Javen Singleton chiming in. Z-Force, our resident rep. Harry Zahara, thank you for chiming in. Juanita Motti, great evening to you as well. Thank you for chiming in. I also want to say Northwest Double Dutch Club. Don't quite know who that is, but thank you for chiming in. We appreciate the love anytime, anywhere we can get it. I also want to say a quick shout out, Crazy Ace TV. Crazy Ace is one of our P1s, always chiming in, giving us great content, coming up with great questions. Special shout out to Bearlissimo, our all 22 guru, coming in overseas. He's across the pond, everybody. It's like what, 11 where you are, Harry? I think it's like 3 where Bearlissimo is right now. Yet he takes the time to check into the CCP. Ant Stewart, thank you for chiming in. One of our podcast members on Thursdays with the Bears midweek review. Thank you for chiming in again. If I said it wrong, I apologize. Because you know what? It's all love. Shout out to the other Anthony Walker, who has been a P1 for a while. Thank you for chiming in. David Fitzgerald Simpson, a brand new person checking us out. Thank you for chiming in to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. And then it gets a little repetitive. Anthony Allen R., somebody else that's new. Thank you for chiming in to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Aaron Kowalski, I think I saw you a couple of weeks ago. Welcome back. Tony Williams, brand new. Thank you for chiming in to the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Our resident Chi-Town Big Ten rep, Lorenzo Clemens, always checking in. Appreciate you. Matt Evans, brand new. Appreciate you for chiming in on the CCP. And I think everybody Scott Hopkins. Scott Hopkins, thank you for chiming in.
Always late to the party, but he shows.
One of our P1s. Only one we missing now is Don Burr.
When they're winning, he doesn't show up. It makes no fucking sense.
They're like 3-1.
But when he wins, they nothing.
Jeremy Bowman, thank you for chiming in. We appreciate it. Last but not least, I'm going to shout out my 2 brothers, Frank the Tank, T. Nick. We couldn't do this without all of us. We formed like Voltron. Not the 15 piece set, but the 5 Lions. Samuel Blackwell, thank you for chiming in. Appreciate it, one of our P1s. And I believe that is it. And if I know we have 1, then I know we have 2. No, I'm lying. Kasim Baker. Oh, KB. Kasim Baker. Thank you for chiming in. Hadn't seen you in a minute. Appreciate you coming on. Last but not least, I know if anything is going on, I got 2 people watching the show. Shout out to SB, who's always chiming in, showing love, always representing the show. Shout out to my moms, man. Miss Sandra Bonham Holmes, always checking in, always coming, always supporting the CCP.
Podcast mom right there.
Podcast mom. And I'm out.
All right, so I guess I'm bringing up the rear.
Too old.
So I appreciate everybody in the chat. The chat was super lit. However, if you were in the chat but you did not comment, you are officially a lurker.
L for love.
But we appreciate you anyway for putting up with our foolishness.
2 loves.
So thank you for tuning into the podcast. Everybody, please remember to like and subscribe. It doesn't take any energy to hit the like button.
Hit the share button.
Hit the share button. Tell some of your buddies. There's a great time. Even if you aren't a Bears fan. It's a lot of fun, man. So like, share, subscribe, tell somebody, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I definitely want to thank Harry for coming on last minute. It was great. And I will let you all know that Harry, he alluded earlier that his betting record is like stellar. And he will be sharing a show every Sunday morning. So you might want to tune into that, especially if you want to run into some money. I know I do.
This betting record's going to cost him 2 years.
No. And then when you hit that big number, tip him. Tip is Zelle. Tip him. But yeah, you want to tune into that on Sunday morning. He will be sharing that show. What time?
It's going to be 10 o'clock Eastern. That's 9 o'clock y'all's time right up there. 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to run for about 2 hours. We're going to break down only the games that we like in the National Football League.
There it is.
But you know what? You keep your bets low and your returns high. That's the way I've always believed it to be. And always bet when you're responsible. That's all.
Right. There it is. So make sure you tune into that on Sunday morning. Also, I do want to mention that I think we were saying that we were going to have a live podcast at Vision on Thursday. We may have to cancel that. Because we don't have a sound guy. So anybody that's a sound guy, please let us know. We do not have a sound guy. Our sound guy is busy on that day. JB, we'll talk offline a little later. I want to give a special shout out to my homie Jay in Colorado. Special shout out to her. She was just in Chicago checking out the Bears Broncos game. Ooh. But I want to give a special shout out to her. What up, Jay Money? And I think that is our sponsor, Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Still nothing in the suburbs.
Nothing. You gotta come to the city to get it. But I'll make sure we send you some, Frank.
I bought Frank some.
Yeah, you roll your eyes at that shit all the time. And yes, JB, thank you for at least getting my mouth on one. It was delicious.
Matter of fact,
delicious.
Matter of fact,
I know how to get me some Moore's beer.
Oh yeah,
I know exactly how to get me some
Moore's. Gotta give a
Moore's.
shout out to Team Mongo for sure.
Oh, Team Mongo, definitely Team Mongo. I went to a tailgate, the biggest tailgate in Chicago, and Misty McMichael was there, and she had these Team Mongo shirts, but you could probably get them.
Yeah, I gotta buy one
at Bridges. Actually, they are there every Monday with Brandon Hyatt on the Chicago Sports Podcast.
Shout out to Trucks.
But yeah, so I went over there, and man, the tailgate is huge. And Jim Miller was there. It was Fred Evans, who used to play with the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of people. David Terrell, they used to play for the Bears. But it was a good time, man. It was a good time. Everybody ate and got drunk and all that. So, yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Especially when the team is not winning, you got to do something fun, right?
Especially when alcohol's involved.
Right.
After this team, yeah.
So as far as, I think that is about it for me. Any final words, guys?
Much love, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. Seriously, it was a lot of fun, guys.
Hey, Harry, always
happy to have you
on.
I love hanging with you, JB. Frank, you're awesome. I've had some conversations with JB on the phone from before. And by the way, just to let y'all know, I'm going to be up there in about a couple of months. And dinner's on me in the south. Hold on. And it's going to be on the south side. We're going to go to a Greek restaurant on Harlem Avenue. It's called Keffi's. It's the best kept secret you've ever had. The Greek wants to treat you all to some really good food.
Okay, cool. I'm
always
down for that.
I think it's about
Call
120.
me when you land so I can pick you up.
I always go in the Midway, and but seriously, it's at 100. I think it's 124
Midway's
south
not that far
and a
from
Harlem.
Harlem, okay.
Harlem and about 124 south. It's really it's a small little restaurant, but I'll tell you what, it's the best Greek food y'all will ever eat.
Those are
entire
like
life.
the best ones, right? The small little mom and pop joints.
Oh, I swear to God, it's the best food you've ever had. Forget Greek Town, man. Even though like they shut that down years ago, but
they did.
It's got nothing on it.
Thank you, Matt.
One more shout out. I got to shout out my guys,
Who that?
JB and Frank the Tank. I haven't said
Foulmouth left early. We got to give Foulmouth.
Foulmouth too, but I haven't said it in a while. There would be no fucking show if it wasn't for these dudes, because nobody wants to listen to me for 2 hours because I don't know shit. I mean, they don't know shit either, but They know more shit than me. But yeah, I got to shout out you guys, man. Thank you.
Where's Grogu though, man?
It did feel empty today without Grogu in the background.
I did not feel connected to the Force today, fellas. Like,
right? God damn! And
whenever
we would talk about something, we get the ooh.
But bro, Bob see he's wearing his aviators, man. I'm like, this cat's cool, bro.
And you know what Grogu always brings, man?
No.
Grogu always brings fucking
Oh God, he's searching for it. Be ready.
Damn.
He's searching for it.
He always brings this.
Have vision.
Using the Force.
Vision.
Yes.
So did you share what I shared with you earlier in the DM?
No, he hasn't. He's keeping us all freaking happy.
Maybe you should.
Because
yeah.
we still have hopes.
No,
we still have
off the
hopes.
air. We're going. Otherwise, I ain't
get him on this podcast.
We're gonna debrief.
So when we're behind the scenes, I will share that.
No, I'll share it when we close this up. Everybody just hang out for a second.
That's fine. That's fine because I don't want to say.
Because I searched it and on Google, like you said, and it didn't seem as bad as everybody.
That's okay. We just
we want to get off air now because I got to see this.
So this is what I'm gonna say.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Waiting to see if Cordell Stewart was a wolf or a sheep.
Man.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.
By state's evidence.